Hello everyone, we're playing Roadwarden, a little bit of what you could say is a more difficult choose your own adventure, a little bit a style of game, and I'm going to be making the selections with chat's help over here. I'm going to say, hey chat, it's giving us choices in what we want to do. What do we want to do? And I'm going to look at chat to make those picks for me. I'm continuing on. We swap to the game, and we enter for a new one. Kaku, you can't ever change the teehee. It's a cheesy drawing and perfect. I love teehee too. It's not going to get deleted. It's gotta stay. Okay, everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Roadwardens not only accept this struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses, and, if possible, get rid of the beasts and highwaymen. They live on the road, die young, or retire early. It's a dangerous job, but a respectable one, and it pays well. I leave the safety of the city walls, heading out to be road warden. Between the different difficulty modes, we're going to go ahead and do... I look over at restrictive. It almost makes me want to pick that choice. But we're just going to do standard mode. We run in. And this is Imperial Guard Sim! Get excited. Roadin this road! Oh, did I say Rodin? Warden. The wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood. Good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You're supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of labor. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and pebblers, but not beast folk nor trolls. Though we're the troll, we're keeping the toll. And the night is near. Your palfrey breathes heavily. It had been a long day. Okay, and see, here we have our choices. And now, I activate the click map. What do we want to do? Do we look for another shelter? Do we need to look around just cautiously? Do we dismount and sneak over? Or do we just get off the horse and head straight up inside? Nothing stopping us. Take your pick. Click away, chat. Make your decision. And I look down to see the number of clicks being made and the number of voters. We need people to vote. That way we can see our results. We need enough clicks. Oh wait, look, it's appearing. Make sure you are a little bit, say, precise in where you're picking to, because right now I think we have not enough clicks to really distinguish what people are picking between these two options. And the otter behave. Hello, welcome, hi. We're playing Roadwarden, welcome. And John, hello. Show confidence and scamper in. I walk into camp without any regard for anything or anyone. Pretty clicking? Are we only clicking 5 times still? Okay, we've only got about 6 people voting right now, so we would need to increase our vote or have a more. Either we need people to click more, or we need more people participating. Either way, click many times, get your vote in. If this doesn't, really hard to tell what the option is, just a big blob. Yeah, I think I'm considering it might be we need to be a little bit more specific in where we click and say, hey, click straight up here at the front of the option, and maybe that will help it distinguish the areas better. Or maybe it's entirely possible that we can't just use click maps here. Maybe we could do 1, 2, 3, 4 in all the corners. That's not a bad idea. We could do that. Or even if we had it, say, as a set area on the left side of the screen or in the right side where there's an empty section. Let's try doing that. Let me see. Do I have a preset up? No, I don't think I do. I'm going to hit plus. I'm going to then hit text. Let me see, somewhere around here. Text, there we go. Options. All right, 1. Smaller. 1. I need to make sure this is inside far enough too. I need to rename this. This is something I can't exactly test off stream, by the way, because I can't do a solo experiment of this. The one is still under the UI. Okay, maybe if we stick it here, perhaps. I think we would need to change the color. Maybe we could, put it over here. Do you think that'd work? I think there's going to be more stats in that window later on. Should we even swap over and do polls instead? Smart Click Maps does have poll option. What if we try that instead? And Pope, hello, welcome! By the way, Thoth, hey, hello. The polls might be a better option, which would be unfortunate. I like the Smart Click Maps. I like the shapes. Let's go ahead and just peek at it real quick. So hit stop. Main menu. Poll. Okay, poll question. Pick. Next. Okay, answer 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 options have been made. Start poll. I'm squinting. Ah, here we go. Pick. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm glad it has it labeled on stream there. Alright, that means you're still allowed to click. The clicks are just a little bit more explicit, which means I don't have to manually put up the areas for 1, 2, 3, 4. But here we go. Same case though, I am going to have enough clicks, I think, or maybe not. I guess since it just has the, I'm gonna delete this, options 1. There that goes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And now we can tell that most people want option 4. We just want to get off our horse and straight up enter the camp. That's definitely the winner easily. So we will just hit stop. Close. Now it's gone. And so we get off horse and enter the camp briskly. Your new, I'm guessing, video card has decided to keep fucking up, literally cuts to black, like the PC is going to sleep and I can't wake it up. And you tried everything, the only thing left is a hardware issue. I feel like I've read cases where people will have that or similar issue before. I think I read for some people that it's a power supply issue, that the graphics card is requiring too much power for what your power supply gives you. But I don't know what you've looked at. I don't know what you tested. I think there are a couple of people in my Discord, or 850. That sounds like it should be plenty then. If you want to see if they're... yeah, it ain't that. It doesn't sound like it then. I know that there's some people that are a little bit more, say, tech literate than I am. And entirely up to you. You could always see if anyone can provide additional assistance over in the Discord. Or if you want to continue troubleshooting on your own. You do you. Do what you need to do. I hope you get your issue worked out though. It sucks having computer problems. Okay, Roadwarden, we've got our click map set up and working. Now we can continue. Your heavy boots hit the ground and the pain of the long ride finally catches up with you. You stretch out, bringing your back and legs comfort. All you want now is a table, a decent chair, a nice mug of beer, and some warm stew. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here, so I approach the gate, ready to walk in. Hi, hello! Anybody here? If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space, and the fire pit is cold. 2 people are sitting at the table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different locations, or directions, paying no attention to one another. And one of them is holding a cup. Oh, we're gonna steal that cup. We're going to drink whatever they have. It takes them a few breaths to glance in your direction. The first person greets you with a wave of his hand. There are bags under his eyes. His beard is messy. Despite his simple shirt, he's wearing durable, decent boots. A mace, with head covered in iron, hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach for it. I take a look at the other guy. Just like you, she's wearing a gameson, but hers is a bit loose, as if she took it off a corpse. Oh, corpse robber! Grave stealer! Her head is shaven, as if she's protecting herself from flesh-eating bugs. Huh? Her eyes are weary, yet kind. She smiles. Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these 2 surely look the part, though there should be more of them? 8, you believe? Uh-oh. I look around. They totally died, huh? I'm thinking through these options. I hope they don't. I hope they aren't dead. There's no way they aren't dead. They're totally dead. There's 2 people left. Everyone's diminished from life. There's only 2 options here. We're pretty early on. I don't want to spend all the time doing click maps for absolutely every option. I did it for the last one as a way to kind of do an initial test to make sure things are gonna work. We continue. I'll go ahead and let them speak first. Talk to me. Tell me what you have to say. It's nice to see an unarmed traveler in this... Okay, this is bearded man. It's nice to see an unarmed traveler in this godforsaken shithole. Makes me just a tiny bit hopeful. The bearded man's voice is strong, yet timid. You'll be staying the night with us, I guess. We're soldiers, he and I, added the armored woman. Adds the armored woman. Her movement switches from half asleep to relaxed. We'll do our best to keep the camp safe. But if you were to take the first watch, it would be a huge help. Travelers ought to help each other, wouldn't you say? You think for a moment. To fully rest, you'd need a good sleep. I don't know at what point these options matter, but we're going again. Because there's only 2 options, just pick between 1 and 2. Ignore 3 and 4. It's easier if I just restart than reset up the option to just be 1 and 2. That way we can, keep this snappier, get a little bit quicker on how fast we can vote for these decisions. I'm looking, everyone. Right now, we've got the most votes over here happening for saying, I'm exhausted. We can't help out right now. In order to help you out properly, I need a break. I've been on my horse for a really long time, Yeah, all right. Someone voted for 3. Who did it? Who voted for 3? You're going to get in trouble. I'm going to grab you. I'm going to huck you into the timeout section and unplug the mouse from your computer. You have to stop this. You. I point at chat angrily, shaking my head. Gasp. Alright, we pick option 2. I'm exhausted. The man looks away. If you say so. So better keep your axe nearby. The nights here can get spooky. I'd say sinister. The other soldier snorts. I ask them about their lieutenant. You wonder how to phrase your question, though. Whenever you meet new people, you can influence how they perceive you by selecting one of the attitudes, which has 5 choices. You wonder how to phrase your question. Alright, then in the future, I'm not gonna do it for this one again. But I suppose I'll need to update our option choices. So I'm gonna go back to the main menu. I'm gonna go to poll. Pick choice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. It only lets me pick 4 options. It does not allow me to go up to 5, it looks like. No, oof. How do we work with this, then? Because we can't do smart click maps because it's probably just going to treat this all as a blob. The only way that we could probably have this not be treated as just one big section is if we had more people for more clicks. And I obviously can't do anything about that. I can't just suddenly dump a bunch of people interacting in my chat or anything. Not able to work with that. If only I was huge popular streamer. But that is not me. I'm not good enough for that. Answer 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to think. How can we work with this? I mean, we could always go back and with the... I could do one day, Caco, one day. I don't know that that day will ever happen, but... I could swap to normal polls, but that would be a lot more. By the way, Warvoid, hello, welcome. Pick one you definitely don't want, and we vote on the others. That's not a bad thought. Not bad. So, as a way to identify that, I think what we can do then is I'm going to instead add a piece of text here that's just going to be a big red X. Alright, and this is going to indicate which one we are not picking. So, from these 5 options, we're not going to be distant. We're not going to be me in this circumstance. They're hotkey. Okay, great. So you can pick the other ones, and it will go from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I start the poll. Okay, pick. Which one do we want? Excluding distanced. I pick the option that lets me leave the spooky camp. We turn around, we leave, we go home. Keeps the depressing option, but cuts the emotion hiding. You know. I gotta be potentially depressing, right? The dwarf went insane, immediately died, and I couldn't tell what they wanted. Rest in peace. That's just what happens sometimes when your dwarves fall into the mood. Okay, looking at the votes, we have a pretty even split here between 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4. The only one that people do not want... Wait, 1, 3... Hey, chat, can someone teach me how to count? Can someone get over here and explain how counting works? 1, 2, 3, 4. Left to right. Yes. True and accurate. 3, getting the most votes is now intimidating. We're going to hint at a threat in the way I'm phrasing my question here. I don't have fingers to count on. I don't either. So to use our fist to count with. I'd rather speak with someone who's not going to waste my time. What's up with the tone? The man scowls at you, though he doesn't reach for his mace. We've nothing against you. Oh, just ignore it, adds the second soldier, turning toward you. It's me you need to speak with. Are you a mercenary? I'm your new Roadwarden. Are you now? Well, that explains a bit. As long as you keep the roads safe from goblins and wolves, it doesn't matter that you're an ape ass. Oh, I guess that's what happens when we're intimidating. I forgot to remove the red X. You're right, it's gone now. The way the clicks are laid out compared to the dialogue choices is a bit confusing. Yeah, maybe we will go back to the text. Okay. Let's do this then. I'm adding in text choices. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright? Eh. I know it's going off screen, but I just adjust like so, and then I bring it down. We'll add a little bit of a background color here. Slight background opacity, so it's a little bit more distinct from the background here. So whenever we have choices, we'll just pop this up and we'll go back to trying just the smart click maps. Alright? And we'll see how that goes. This will also allow us to have all of the choices. Middle of the screen or the bottom? We'll move it around as necessary, I think. Let me also recolor this so I can see it better. Set color? That. Then I can see it more readily. Here we go. Hide. We'll bring it back when we need it. She stands up, resting her hand on the hilt of her sword. Where's your mount, Roadwarden? They're waiting outside. I'm gonna walk outside and my horse is gonna be gone, eaten by the wolves. So unsaddle it before it falls asleep. She glances at the gate, then at her companion. Her voice is strong, her shoulders tight. I expect you're looking for directions. I'm Lieutenant Tulia. Oh boy, chat, who are we gonna be? How many characters can we fit inside this option? That's how many. Exactly that many. Oh no, I can't just... I try to do a question mark. Alright, chat. We can fit a lot of characters in here. So, what should we be called? What should it be? What's our name? We can have a very long name. Welly just says, Harry! What, Harry Dubois? From famed game Disco Elysium? We just imagine ourselves as Harry? What if we're the child of Harry and Kim, and we're Canary? It sounds like Canary. Please marry Kim! Canary! Cacophony the Distant, first of her name, dwarf enthusiast and expert at snake snugging. The Schnitzel Ghost of Christmas Past! Wormy? Oh my god. Piss Lord Grunt the Third. Illegal! I'm definitely not picking one that's Piss Lord. You will be seeing the name of your character and horse a lot. Be prepared to read it. I think that just adds to it. At least creepy guy in the camp right now. Guaranteed then. I will always be the least creepy guy in the camp right now if that becomes my name. P-Lord instead of M-Lord. Oh no. Or just he who must not be named. I wish I could put in question marks because then people would just look at me and go, huh? Like Pokemon when I named my rival once. P who must not be shamed. Terrible. Illegal. I don't know. The schnitzel ghost of Christmas past. Still incredibly tempting. Hill Nye, the Xanax guy. Wormy? Wormy. It's a good one. I have a list! Oh my god, she's prepared. Floob tube scoob lube. I like the alliteration there. It's pretty good. However, I don't know. Or Arnold, who really should have just stayed home today. You've been adding to it to years. Floob is good, though. Okay. Ahem. Choice pick. Oh look, I can also easily chop them off now and just have pick between 1 and 2. Let's see how this works for spacing. Okay, so pick 1 if you want Pill Nye the Xanax guy, and pick 2 if you want Floob Tube Scoob Lube. I'll change the number so it's P for Pill Nye and 2 for Floob Tube. One or the other. What do you want? We need more clicks in order for it to show up on stream. Come on. Someone doesn't want either and is saying, I think you should just save and quit. I don't know that you should be doing this anymore. I don't know that I like Roadwarden. Please, exit now, streamer. Well, it looks like Pill Nye is the winner between the two. Someone says, fuck this, and leaves. Save and quit for more intro. It's Saturday, suddenly becomes an intro stream. They say, no thank you, Roadwarden, I leave. Well, at the very least, seeing as nobody is picked, Floob. Wait, one person picked Floob? Maybe one? Or one person has clicked many times on it. It's not enough. And hi, Chansey, hello, welcome, hey! Well, I guess I'll stop and we're going with Pill Nye. Pill Nye, the Xanax guy. Forgot today was Saturday? Hey. And last minute comeback! Man, but look how many characters we have left. AKA Floob Tube Scoob Lube. Okay, we're being both. I'm able to have both. We're doing both. Hell yeah. Confirm. The lieutenant nods and crosses her arms. Well, I hope I'm not gonna have to say that every time. Anyway, let's talk after you bring your beast. We should also prepare for the night. The soldier in the shirt also rises to his feet. You'll have to sleep on the ground, under the stars. Short choice, but we're still going in for it. 1, 2. Oops, I did not mean to hit main menu. Well, click map. Start. Take your pick. Are we going with 1, 2, or 3 here? That's fine with me. 1. I need to get used to it anyway. 2. Or do we just walk away with choice 3? And I feel like, you know, actually having a stream schedule for Tuesday, Wednesday Saturday, Sunday, kind of useful in continuing to keep track of the days. Keeping track of the days was really easy when I had job, but less to keep track of. Having D&D in schedule, having stream days in schedule, helps me keep track of the days. Are you making choices for every option? Not every option, just when, maybe most of them, or when I feel like asking. In this case, 2 is winning. We'll just go with 2. I have no idea, though, with how many times people can click. We have, what? 67 clicks between 4 people this last round. So it could be that, say, 3 people all chose choice 3, and then 1 person just clicked on choice 2 a billion times. I don't really know. We're going with number 2, though, to say, I need to get used to it anyway. You got your first Monday to Friday job in years, and it's so nice. Oh, congratulations! I hope the job itself has been alright as well. And GLRP, hello, welcome, hey. You walk through the gate. Your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. Really? Oh. It's not only taller than you, but also bulky, as heavy as it is strong. You can get in the saddle within a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. I look at horse and go, yeah, that's a whole big piece of meat. Just wall of flesh to me. I don't know what's happening here. Horses were brought to the Dragonwoods from the conquests in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without it, you too would be lost. Wall of flesh? Frick that boss! Oh my god, what the Terraria boss, Wall of Flesh, was an amalgamation of horses? If you ever wondered what the Wall of Flesh was, how it came to be, it was a bunch of horses combined together to become one hive mind. It's my only companion. I want it to feel at ease. I don't care how it feels, but I need it to be strong if I want to travel, and I can't afford another one. No, we care about our horse. If there's one thing we know that we love, it's horse. I love horse. It takes a few steps toward you, scolding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck with strength and confidence, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful animals, and even pets, as monsters in disguise. Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to their doom? Well, people don't like horses very much, or really pets and animals in general in this world. They go, basically the same as a goblin. But you know that horses need companionship. My best friend. I speak to it gently and lead it into the camp. True dystopia. You end up next to the fire pit. And even if this is a different land from ours, just the poor pets and animals. They're not monsters. I guess we're not human. We are human. I'm pretty sure it did specify us as being human. I think? I think? Are we gonna headcanon ourselves as something different? Are we going to just imagine we're teeny tiny babe goblin? You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle makes the horse nicker with relief. You take a couple minutes to examine its back, just in case. While the riding equipment is not that heavy for such a strong animal, with enough time, it does start to chafe. You wish it had something better to eat than this shabby grass. You should look for an inn. I rolled to punch the horse, and you rolled a 4! Goblin attempts to punch horse. He, however, being short, tiny goblin, he only is able to aim for the legs, and he totally misses. The horse looks down, bucking at him in the slime. All right. Okay, This is important. We have class picks. This is absolutely going to get a vote here in just a moment. You haven't brought that many things. You lost one of the sacks while fleeing the Crimson Corpse Eaters. Or the Crimson Corpse Eaters? Excuse me? Worst of all, you have no rope left, but maybe the soldiers could share one. Shouldn't cost more than a dragon bone. Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions, essential for your trade. By the way, hello there, Pizza Tiger. Welcome. Snake Enjoyer and you are powerful tags. Yeah, I do enjoy snakes, so that is there. And then you are extremely important to my stream, so I need to make sure that, that you are here and relevant. Okay. So, here are the different descriptions. We've got Fighter, Mage, Scholar. I spent my savings on decent combat equipment. I have a fine gamson, an axe made of steel, and a reliable crossbow with quarrels. Or Mage, I have a talisman that helps me use my powers, as well as an iron axe and a worn gamson. Scholar, I carry writing instruments and alchemical ingredients, as well as an iron axe, worn gamson, and a healing potion. We're going to learn more. That way we have some additional insight into what we want to pick here. So as a fighter, you'll have an easier time in physical challenges thanks to your superior equipment and hidden bonuses during dice rolls. You'll be physically more capable than the other classes, what opens unique opportunities during some social interactions. It's the best class for RPG beginners. Oh, LSD Oni, hi, hello, thank you for the raid. Welcome. I hope you have had a nice stream. I see it says you were just chatting. So if you maybe started out with game and swapped over from there, or you were just chatting the entire time, I hope you enjoyed your stream, and welcome to Roadwarden. We're making our selections here by using smart click maps. So as long as you're on desktop, you'll be able to participate. We're picking between our class currently, but we're going to learn between them first. And again, LSD, hello. Welcome. If you need, by the way, to shuffle off to say go eat, take a break, walk away, all totally fine, but I appreciate the raid regardless. Very kind of you. Okay, so the fighter's weakness is their reliance on physical strength. Your special abilities won't be available to you if your vitality points drop to 0. And on the right here, we can see our vitality. Currently, 3 out of 4. Am I allowed to leave as well? I'll lock the door on you. No. I grab the seatbelt that's at your chair. I buckle you in. You, being innocent, not knowing, youth. You don't know how to unbuckle your seatbelt. You're stuck there now. And Graf, hello, hi, welcome! Just in time to help us pick out what class we want to be. So, after reading through Fighter, we've got the Mage, who uses Pneuma, a versatile but limited pool of energy points that can be spent to cast a few humble spells. Magic won't protect you better than a sharp axe, but as a mage, you'll be able to heal faster while resting, detect magic in mysterious area, distract a beast with a simple trick, and find a common tongue with other magic users. Using the mage's powers too freely will result in having no Pneuma left when you need it the most. And Jasaro, Ponroko, hello, welcome. That's right, I care about your safety, which is why that I've got the seat belts. Oh god, the child locks are on. I'll never be free! Of course, I have to make sure you can't just leave or unbuckle. That would be not safe. And then you could just go whatever. And I can't have that. Pneuma mage, Willy. Finally, the scholar will know more about the world's mysteries than you, helping you take advantage of some unusual situations. Your character will impress the locals with its knowledge, and you'll be able to read the sparse written clues without anyone's assistance. Scholars struggle with combat more than the other classes, but with enough carefulness and exploration, you'll gain access to alchemical mixtures that will help you escape from dangerous situations. Essentially, do we want to be a fighter's pretty straightforward, I would say, in the way it's described. Mage then gets a little bit extra on different bonuses, being able to use magic, what sounds like a little bit more on the defensive and utility side. And Scholar is basically all utility. They can't do combat so well. They use their big brain and potions to help them out. So, what will we be? A beefcake, whiz-biz, or librarian are the options. Smash, zap, or think about it. Stabby character, sparkly character, or lore character. This is what we're picking between. 1, 2, or 3. We'll hover it kind of over at the top here for fighter, mage, scholar picks. And then I'll go ahead and restart our click map. Take the choice. Which do you want? We need to shove. I would say shove option would be the fighter, right? Clicking before the maps are up makes it full screen. You gotta be a little bit patient. Make sure maybe what I should do then is choose to start the click map and then show the options on screen. Well, that's a blob. I think we just need some more clicks here. I think we don't have quite enough clicks for it to show properly. Make sure you click approximately at least 5 times so that we have a larger pool of clicks for it to take into consideration. We currently have 6 people voting right now, so I would say you want to click about 10 times. I like it's just still showing in the line. I would say then that, again, maybe need some more clicks. There's like this careful balance because we have so few people here to vote. You can't click. 1, are you in desktop? You need to be in the desktop in order to click. And 2, you need to make sure the extension is active in order to know. You have no clue if it registers. Just do it discreet, check yourself, choose a corner of the screen to click on, and just click a significant number of times. Or you might need to refresh, as Grav says, and pizza at mobile at work, thus definitely not able to make any votes. My vote is spiritually a 3. Well, spiritually, I'll consider that. I do see a little click animation, GLRP says, and I do see a little hovering 24% up at the top. I'm going to assume is you. And between the 3 choices here, because the 37%, I'm going to kind of interpret that as overall lower than choice 3. Because if 1 or 2, like, that means essentially that choice 1 or you're yelling rigged, Welly, because of the choice 1 and 2. But consider it this way, right? 1 and 2 combined is coming up with 38%. 3 is 38%. So if you were to split 1 and 2 between each other, but 24% is also above. Because it's not a choice, it's kind of disregarded, so you can view 37% and 39%. Even if those were evenly increased, they would still have the same sort of discrepancy between them. I'm not very smart, therefore I like to pick Scholar to appear more intelligent. It seems overall, even though it looks like you go, hey, 39% barely beating the 37 of 1 and 2, if you had to split 1 and 2 apart, it would mean both of those choices are going to be even smaller, which means they will be even smaller than 39%. So I would say overall, that choice 3 Scholar is the winner. It's also maybe entirely possible that I have to drop off these smart click maps because we simply don't have enough people participating. That time we had 8 people who were able to click, so... Or the blob on 2 just got messed up. I don't know. Ultimately, just... This is just cope. You're trying to give reasons why your 1 or 2 pick are the... No, I'm just teasing. You pack and inspect your belongings. Your water skin isn't pierced. The spare clothes are still here. Just in case, you take a look at your wooden bowl and mug. Your cape, tinderbox, bandages, food rations, knife. Nothing special or too cumbersome. From time to time, your routine helps you avoid mistakes, but this doesn't make it any more exciting. Okay, open your inventory to see your possessions. Inventory. Aha! We've got some supplies, merchandise, equipment, and our weapons. Simple battle axe, travel set, writing instruments, of course, being a scholar. And taking hits will damage your armor. You can then fix it in various settlements, such as this one. So we've got 2 out of 4 armor. It will stop the lighter attacks, but not for long. I return to the soldiers. They're at the table again, observing your beast and chatting between themselves. Your stomach growls at the sight of them eating out of wooden bowls. There's no meal for you, but you can sit down on a tree log. I take some of my own rations, or I don't want to eat with them. I sit down and ask Tulia what she can tell me about this area. Look, after I told them earlier that I wanted to take a break, I think I'm going to eat with them. I'm going to take some of my own rations, sit down, be comfy. And apparently we do have a stomach where we need to feed ourselves. In the last inn, you got a smelling loaf of dark bread decorated with sunflower seeds. It tastes great, even by itself. When on the road, most people have to think about themselves. Soldiers live with and for their companions, constantly on the move from one part of the realm to another, making sacrifices to protect their group as they face dozens of hideous creatures. Their lives are filled with discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. Roadwardens, on the other hand, learn how to work by themselves. They seldom engage in open combat, patrolling the same roads for years. They help the settlements stay in touch, but also maintain commerce, settle down, forge friendships, and romances. When there are no laws to follow, they use their own judgment. Different responsibilities, different lifestyles. Do you think we're going to get a hot boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other person that's gonna roll on in here and we're gonna be like, oh, we love them? And then we can get married, and then we can have children, and then we can start a farm, and then we can start a farming sim, and we can start a little village, and then our village can get ravaged by huge dragons, while we then scream and we run away, and we have to start all over again and find a new husband, waifu person, and... Farming sim, omega lol. You're a road warden, not a village warden. Right now. See, we haven't started the village yet. One day we'll be a village warden. Imagine the proposal is a D20. I roll to propose to Tulia. I mean, how hard could it be to watch a road? It's not going anywhere. The same situation with Pathfinder, honestly. How hard is it to find the path? Why do we have to have an entire roleplay session to figure out where this path lies? It's right there. It's here. It's obvious. Also, you rolled to romance yourself. It doesn't seem like you're very successful. At the very least, it seems like you don't hate yourself either. So, hey, keep your chin up. You can be friends at the least. You gotta love yourself. Alright, I slowly eat, enjoying myself. In the meantime, I speak with Tulia. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. You friend-zoned yourself. And Shy Guy, hello, welcome, hi. I can only say as much as I know, and oh, I can only say as much as I know, and it's not much. See, she nods towards the other soldier. As you can see, there's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead. 1 has run away in tears. We're also strangers in this land. Adds her companion. Well, we were right. For the most part, all of those people, the 8 of them, 5 of them are dead, and 1 of them is just gone, abandoned. Any piece of information may help me do my job. The man leans forward. His legs shake nervously. He sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more story, tell a joke, or do a magic trick. Whatever it takes to escape from boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What did the officials tell you? I expect not much. No soul governs these lands. I share what I consider to be what I've discussed with the officials should shade between me and them. Taking a very unfriendly route as a road warden when you need to, work with the people here? No, I share what I consider to be relevant. You tell the soldiers how little guidance you've received. Since this area is too far away from Hovlevan to keep it under control, you were Can I not read today? I keep slipping up. You were warned that it's untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests? From time to time, new people come here to look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn into walking corpses or find what they're looking for? No soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. And yes, Shy Guy, BTTV had an update, so you can now use emote modifiers. W exclamation point before a BTTV emote will make it wide. You can also do V or H to vertically flip or horizontally flip, or Z to remove spaces between emotes to stick them together. Walking corpses? What are they cooking? Oh my god, this is a lot of options. This is probably just general information seeking. So, important. As scholar, we've got to make sure we're prepared. Can you spare a rope? You're in luck. She heads towards one of the crates and moves aside a large linen sack, revealing a rope. She brings it back and nonchalantly sits down on her chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. It's mine now. I take a closer look. I grab the rope. My fine rope. Make sure you also do it. Order in the way you type it is important, of course. You need to have the letter first and then the exclamation point. And you don't need the colon there. You can see it didn't work there for you, DOS, because you had W exclamation point colon. You need to eliminate the colon, and then it'll be good. You also need to make sure there's a space between your modifier and the emote, or else it will all read as just one solid piece of text and print that way, and you won't get anything. There you go. Excellent. Good job. And hi, Fuzzy. Hello. Welcome. She's just got rope on hand. Honestly, it made me think of lay on hands. Alright. I take it. Wait. Buy? For free? I could have given her food in return, but I'm just free rope, dude. My rope. My rope now. Tulia nods and leaves the rope on the table. So, what should I know about the peninsula? I'll tell you what I know. Well, more. Alright. How long did it take you to get here from the city? On a decent palfrey, I guess it'd be, what, 3-4 days? When he confirms, she continues. From here, you can reach the coast in about a day, as long as you don't make any stops. Do you know the situation? Why no ships can get here? You nod. The sea route allows Hovlevan officials to keep in touch with coastal villages, collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools, but maintaining order on a wild coast, such as this one, is like filling the ocean depths with coins. Impossible! Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore, and boats can't get much closer. Alright, she nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. As she pauses, her companion carries on. No soul from the north ever came to the camp, but when we travel to the roadside inn, held to the north, they're happy to trade, and to play dice. What? Why not just stay at one of the settlements? Man clears his throat. Well, I mean, we're to guard this road, this camp and our post, and, well, he turns towards Tulia. She lowers her voice. Don't take this the wrong way, Pill Nye the Xanax guy, aka Floob Tube Scoobloob, but are you a devout soul? I love the first time we're getting our name read out to us. What? We chose our name, GLRP. And we picked Pill Nye the Xanax guy. But then there was more space, so we also picked out the second suggested name, Floob Tube Scoobloob. Like most city folk, I believe that people should unite their strength to overcome the threats of nature and dark magic. Everyone will be judged for both good and evil deeds. I am part of the United Church. This is definitely going to be a smart ClickMaps choice, by the way, because we have different alignments we're picking here. So, for many years, I've supported a monastery that does its best to advance mankind's spiritual growth, artistry, herbalism, and magical research. I follow the teachings of an order of truth. Or I'm from a small village. For me, the freedom of shell, pneuma, and soul are the main virtues of my life. My community is unique and independent, and so are its members. I have my place in my fellowship. Or I have a strong connection to nature and spirits, and follow the path of my ancestors. Some of my beliefs may be considered sinister and treacherous by the city folk. You'd probably call me a pagan. Or there's no evidence of the right's existence, and all the mystical tales are explained by magic. No, I'm not. It's just magic, hand waves is the last option. So we say essentially, people should unite and overcome the threats of nature and dark magic, evil and good deeds judged. Next is advancing mankind's knowledge. Third is, what'd you say? Unique, independence, free, or a connection to nature and spirits. What would this be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 options this time. I pull up. Oh, wait. Do not pull up the choice pick yet. I'm going to restart the click map so it's ready to roll, and then pull up the choices, and then widen that. I'll put it up here at the top so you're able to read what all of the choices are down below. And, sorry, I need to move that over a little bit. Okay, you can go ahead and click now. Take your pick, take your choice. Which one? I'm hoping that this is not too high up to be covered up by any of the Twitch UI, preventing you from clicking. But between your 4 choices, what do you want to go for? Right now, 4 is gaining the most momentum, with I have strong connection to nature and spirits. And I'm assuming the 29% there is supposed to be aligned up with number 5. So, unless you're voting to eat, and that's not an option, I interpret you wanting to eat as saying, no, I ain't devout. I'm busy trying to eat bread. Thank you. Alright, you turned off the 7 TV extension, that way you can properly see the wide emotes. There you go. Can you see wide bun wiggle now, Grav? You get the full wide experience. And I wait just another moment. It looks like everyone who wants to vote has voted. I might almost even pull this closer to me. A little bit far away. Hard to see click maps. Ooh, what if I do this? And zoom. Yeah, that does make it easier for me to see. Alright, thank you for those who have voted. I'm stopping the vote and we're picking number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pagan. A pagan Roadwarden? The man scratches his head without the slightest subtlety. Now, I think the lieutenant, that's her. Now, I'm not sure we can have a conversation. We're civilized people. The lieutenant clears her throat. I'm from the United Church. I'm not a priest or anything, and I'm definitely not a zealot. An awkward pause. The United Church has spilled the blood of countless pagan tribes, making it clear that who's not with them is against them. Your family shared gruesome stories about the atrocities committed by the priests against your ancestors. Uh-oh. And Tulia over here is, with the United Church, looking at me as a pagan going, I'm feeling a little bit bloodthirsty now. I sweat nervously, and I'm not looking for any squabbles, okay? The people here are disquieting. Every few words, she taps the table with her finger. Their traditions won't help them negotiate with the officials. Here, she starts to draw lines with her index finger, as if she's pointing at an invisible map. The peninsula is connected with roads, like a big circle. In the northwest, you'll find a weird village at a bog. It's not exactly pagan, I don't think. It even has a priest who claims to be an eremite. You nod. She means a fellowship. They do crazy shit. Her companion chips in. They use the dead to cut down trees and dig in soil. Once I saw it, I begged to never return there. Do you think they literally call in dead spirits and they say, hey, dead spirits, can you cut down the trees? Or do you think they actually just straight take dead bodies and start hitting dead bodies against trees to chop it down? Do you think they do necromancy and bring them back to life and they've got a little skeletal army? Dude, I love being a pagan. I love doing necromancy to get free labor. You've heard tales such as this one since you were a child. If an isolated settlement manages to survive without a city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with, and the rustic, pagan traditions muddy their river of faith. The United Church often warns its members about the crazy druids, the necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom, the traitors to humankind. And that's us. That right there, that's who we are. Pill-Nye, the Xanax guy, aka Floob Tube Scoobloob. Were you able to speak with these necromancers? Cause hell yeah, I'd love to go down there and be part of it. I mean, sweats nervously. You can see why we were not eager to go there if we could avoid it. The lieutenant chuckles. Maybe they'll be more welcoming to a road warden. The roads are dangerous, with little to no shelters. People need your help. The man in the shirt turns a bit and points a finger to the northwest. If you're heading to the undead village, you'll get to an inn first, and soon. Tulia nods. Helt of the North is a safe place. You can talk with the innkeeper guards. Ask them about the road. I've been slipping in and out of sleep. Did someone say reloading your last save is a duck? No. Am Emily, what are you dreaming about? Necromancers. Oh my god. It's funny because you read it out and then you really realize it's a play on necromancy. And by the way, just Lars. Hello, welcome. I've been listening in my sleep, and my dreams have been extremely weird. I hope the Roadwarden the Xanax guy, aka Floob Tube Scoob Loob, makes his way inside your dreams too. Hey, it is I. Oh, Spartini's Mr. Nimbus. Oh, I remember you, of course. Hi, welcome back. Got a new name, new identity. But now, it's just Lars. And how about the East? Are any monster worth mentioning? Anything that could, catch my mount? I guess we'll just ask. I'm gonna focus first, make sure I get this asked if it's only going to let us pick one of the two. Oh, no, it is going to ask East. Don't make it sound so disappointing. Oh boy, just Lars? I love Lars. He's the best. He's number one. He is the greatest Lars that there is of all 11,290 of them. I'm glad we have the 290th. We saw all sorts of beasts. The man starts to count on his fingers. Goblins, treants, cats large and small, runners, howlers, wolves, spiked boars, mouflon eaters, oh, griffins. But we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with most mounts. Tulia glances at her companion. Though a palfrey should be fine. The trees are so tall that the flying creatures keep to the coast and mountains. There's not that many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting among themselves. They fight more for food than territory. The soldier cracks his knuckles. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on luck. Well, I guess we can just do some of our pagan rituals in order to, promote our good luck. Making food? I hope it's good food. How many severed heads have you found? 0 here so far. Sad. She glances off across the camp. Hard to tell. We went there only once. There are hills, forests, rivers. We saw a tunnel sculpted in leaves and branches, but we didn't enter it. Wilderness all around. Well, I guess that's all I need to know. I just woke up myself. It looks like there's either 2 heads in a bowl in inventory, or that's just the bosoms. I'm also looking at this and picturing it as being bosoms. She nods. I'm afraid we can't do more for you. I need to ask about the Roadwarden, so at minimum, between these choices, I need to ask about the Roadwarden. We'll ask about that then. What happened to the previous Roadwarden? Tulia takes a deep breath. Aren't you a bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him in almost half a year. The soldiers speak for a bit between themselves, trying to get their stories straight. They confirmed that they had stopped by their camp a few times, but stopped showing up at all in early summer. The bearded soldier starts to scratch the table with his tip of his knife, without looking at you. I don't remember his voice. Always busy, drowning in things to take care of. He would sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, write notes on that wax tablet of his. Yep, and leave it done. Unlike us, Asterion never gets bored. Tulia lets out a joyless chuckle. He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he just doesn't like us. Sounds like you're not sure if he's dead or not. Well, if anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone is keeping him in a basement. Maybe someone is keeping him in a basement? No, let Roadwarden free. I hope we don't end up in someone's basement. We haven't seen him, or his Saurian. Something ate them, I bet. The officials have hired you, right? They don't expect him to return. Richer Roadwardens often use 4-legged, meat-eating saurians as their mounts. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching, but unlike horses, can easily defend themselves from many monsters. At least your palfrey is fast and reliable and won't suddenly, sink its teeth into an innocent passerby. This doesn't look anything what I thought it would based upon my dreams. Your dreams are lying to you. Basement dweller, and might end up as us. Has the term 29% pagan come up? No. But we did talk about pagan. Neither one of us had any insight into his dealings, says Tulia. My predecessor left me no clues. We also took a look at Asterian stuff. Oh, wait! She raises her open palm. Oh, I almost forgot. She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. He has kids in a village near Hovlevan. I was planning to take all his things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, and some potions. Quite a treasure. She glances at you, but I would much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. So, you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for his stuff? Here's the catch. She dusts off the hilt of her sword. We've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. Since she hasn't returned and you know nothing about her, she either ran away or something happened to her. She sighs with resignation. We were meant to stay here until fall. What do you think? Come see us. Tell us what you've learned about the man, and we'll get back to Hovlevan together. You think about your real mission. You're planning to return to the Hovlevan in the early fall anyway. Well, if he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy about me taking away all of his possessions. True, but he's considered dead. I doubt he'd begrudge you anything, and who knows, you might just find his shell lying on the roadside tomorrow. He wears mail, uses a spear mostly. Maybe 5 feet tall, but stout. Long, red beard, short hair, pale face, rarely smiles. Is this just a really tall dwarf? Shells are equal to bodies? Alright. Might be worth reading the glossary? Absolutely not. She glances at her companion, but after he adds nothing, she sits down and stretches out her legs. So find out what happened to him. Dead, alive, just let me know. Reading? As a scholar, I don't want anything. I don't use my brain for reading. What? Really, it's more like that. With how long we've already taken here to get to this point, I don't want to spend time to sit around to read the glossary. If there's any terms that we want to kind of learn or be like, what the hell does this mean? We can go ahead and look at it in the glossary at that point. But something for, say, shell isn't super needed, as through context clues you can kind of piece together that they mean his body. What happened to your squad? Blah, blah, blah. I know everything I need. I don't need to ask anymore. Well, if the game hasn't said it, I will. Reloading your last save is a duck. Quack, quack. Same, I'm a dumbass. No reading for me. Which, maybe not what you want to hear from a pope. You know, maybe if I'm having a conversation with a pope, I don't want them to say, I'm stupid. I hate reading. I might get a little bit concerned. Are you sure? Says the bearded man. We may not be around the next time you come here. Oh, we should prepare for the night anyway. We very much should. Tulia sighs with relief. And you'll need a lot of sleep on your journey. We can also click archive to reread the most recent text. We also have our journal here where we can read, say, quests and information about people that we know. I would only be satisfied if the Pope was like, I am a hoe freak. Even the clergy can be self-depreciating. I mean, sure, but I don't exactly want to a Pope to say no reading for me. You know, kind of hoping that they would have at least read the Bible. Imagine them holding the Bible in their hands and saying, I don't know, I'm kind of a dumbass, no reading. And then they throw the Bible down on the bed and they turn around and they walk away, not really wanting to hear that. Errands have been run? Excellent job, Shrek. You did it. Errand runner. Nice job. I skimmed through it, Pope says, nodding towards the Bible. All right. I stand up. I mean, not actually reading the Bible is just modern Christianity. I mean, maybe, but I'm still pointing at the Pope. At least he should do it. Right there, that guy. With especially, again, Catholicism being much more heavily on tradition and the like. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face, which makes you even more aware of how much you need a bath. After the night, it will only get worse. Your horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. I look for a place protected from the wind. I use my bag as a pillow, put my blanket on the ground, and cover myself with my cloak. Comfy. Scholars have already read all the books. There's no need to read them again. Yeah, I think I've already read everything. There's a book that you hand me that I haven't read, then it's probably a picture book and I have no interest. Or, you know, a manga. No thank you. You aren't used to sleeping in such harsh conditions, but it's better than nothing. The weather is gentle. Maybe you won't catch a cold. The stars instantly inspire your dreams, both with their splendor and by making you look for patterns and shapes among them. Your job starts tomorrow. I focus on the real goal of my journey. So the secret goal that we've been given, that the people here, Thule and the Bearded Man, don't know about. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Oh, your wardening duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula. Learn about the territory, resources, and threats. Get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Hovlovan officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers, or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? Okay, blood magic and necromancy. I'm down with that. I'm good with those ones. Robbery and slavery, yeah, let's get rid of them. At least I have time. 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with Tulia and return to Hovlovan. There, you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. I need to gather some extra coins to help, so I can help a person I care about. I need to gather some extra coins so I can retire early and live in prosperity and safety. If I gather enough connections among the local leaders, I'll use them to become a major player in the Merchant Guild. I want to be remembered as the soul who brought peace and order to this realm. A hero! I just want to help people, make this region safer for the locals and the newcomers alike. I need to find a new path for myself. I have a difficult past, and I want it to be forgotten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, that means with our choice pick this time, since it is, again, another, I would say, important decision, we're going to do picks again. But, since this also has 6, we need to have 6 choices available to us. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Top to bottom. I have to have it kind of a... Oh, hang on. Let me do this. We'll go ahead and add another space, like so. I'll kind of, capture our choices in the middle there, in between. So you can kind of see what they still are. Hopefully you can read it acceptably well with the opacity on top of our number picks. But here we go. I restart the smart clicks. What is our reason? What is our goal as being a road warden? Do we want to get money so we can help someone we care about? Do we want money so we can retire early? Do we want to use these connections to be important in the merchant guild? Do we want to be a hero? Are we trying to just help people in general? Or do we just want a new life? Doesn't work on mobile said, yeah, the smart click maps is not mobile compatible, unfortunately. But there's not much I can do about that. Oh, look, we're at 69 clicks! Wow, nice. So between the 5 people who are voting, we just barely have choice number 5 winning. Did the Twitch built-in polling options work on mobile? Yes, they do. But with the smart click maps, I can very easily just hit stop, restart, and have it work. And I think clicking the stream is a little bit more fun, interactive, than polling where we would have to reset it up every time there. It's okay, just asking. I spent the time getting smart click maps. I want to utilize it. Well, we still just barely have 5 winning with 7 people voting here. So I suppose then, going to go with choice number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means that it is the region safer for the locals and newcomers alike, so we're being everybody's friends, basically. Was me telling you to pick shove part of my dream or a thing that really happened? That happened. You definitely said that we need to pick shove when we're picking out which class we want to play. We're here to help people. I want to be friendly. As pagan doing necromantic rituals, I just want more friends. I want people to be happy out here. I want to make them skeleton buddies to keep them safe. You can't travel during the night. Press the sleep button to rest. Your asleep senses are catching the sounds of the wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious, though the pleasant, humid, late summer air evens it out slowly. You're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather your strength. We go to sleep, sleeping on the ground. Your blanket won't be much of a bed, and the palisade barely covers you from the wind. Sleeping here will be severely uncomfortable. So we lose half our hunger, we lose a bunch of our vitality. And we also lose whatever our star indicator is, our appearance. People are hesitant to trust you and our face is dirty. We've got mud on our face. What? Does someone have a washcloth so we can wipe ourselves off? You're surrounded by sunlight. Your back legs beg you to stand up. Before you fully wake up, you smell a roast. No, burning meat. Yeah, burning rotten meat. Disgust crawls over your consciousness. You stand up. Normally you would dust off your cape and blanket, but your instincts are stronger than your routine. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are where you had left them. But you see an open gate. I go outside to see what's happening. Lol, dirty. Stop! I had to sleep on the ground, okay? And I got some mud on my face. Stop making fun of me. Hello, Phil. Hi, welcome. Both soldiers are standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt looks at it contemplatively. Tulia is the first one to address you. Pill Nye, the Xanax guy, aka Floob Tube Scoobloob. She greets you with a nod. We use the horse's manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You see a corpse among the flames. It's possible to tell if it belongs to a male or female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. Huh. Is that your name? Yes, Phil. That's our name. It had a large number of characters we were able to utilize. So there we go. I just can't with that name. Every time I hear it, I love our name. A traveler or an undead? The latter. A young one. She lacked the Numa to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I think I will, in the glossary, look at what Numa is, since they are using it a fair deal. So fine look. Glossary. Hmm. I don't think I see Numa with its own section, though, which means that it might be hidden somewhere else. This is also why we're not reading all of the glossary, because there is way too much to read right now. Oh, well, I guess we'll leave that alone. I go back. It's mana or magic. I never meant read at all. The way you phrased it read like it. Soul Shell Numa. Near the bottom. Oh! Not settings. In journal. Aha! I was looking at a P at the front, and it being stuck at the end is what threw me. Now, where does it say? They describe all living creatures as empty shells filled with pneuma, the life force sustained by breathing. They believe creatures who use magic do so because of their souls, a unique identity held in their shells, which turns pneuma into something greater. So pneuma is life force, really. And we did go with the scholar class, Jasarl. Us. Nerds. That's who we are. And welcome, hi, hello. The latter, a young one. She lacked the pneuma to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I stabbed her with a spear, from a safe distance. She shifts her weight. One more fog, and she'd be a real threat. Even now, it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours and each moment it spends in the fogs. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice, it's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even road wardens. Making a large pyre takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Tulia calls this undead a she. Most units hesitate to do so. Well, time for me to leave. I shoved the nerd. Oh! I fall on the ground, dead, because I only had 2 vit. Running away from the reek, huh? I don't blame you. She looks again at the fire. Find us here if you learn what happened to Asterion. We will leave once the fall comes, if not sooner. Safe travels. These words make you stop. An old farewell, mocked in a number of songs and tales, but yet you hear no scorn in Tulia's voice. She observes the fire with one hand on her hip, the other one on her chin. Well, I prepare myself for the journey. You gather your equipment and spend half an hour warming up and preparing your mount, double-checking the buckled straps. You put on your gameson and make sure that your axe is tightly attached to your belt, then get in the saddle. Pal-free knickers, ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads, north from here. Aha! Use the travel button to see the map and move to another area. Click. I need to ride north. Okay, we travel. Travel forward to continue your journey. Once you're done with the north, speak with Tulia to return to Hovlevan. Alright, we go north. Even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to meet any travelers in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forward, but the serene chirping of birds is quickly replaced by the distracting screeches and gurgles coming from further down the path. You soon find the pack of 4-legged griffins. They're larger than foxes and merge the features of birds and furred beasts. Each one is of a different size, coat, and colors, and their temperaments are just as varied. Their fronts are covered with vivid feathers, while their rears have darker fur. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 24 beasts are yelling, brawling, and chasing each other around, blocking your path. I consider my options. You can't enter the forest blindly. If these or other creatures were to chase after you, the thicket would be disastrous for your horse. There are reasons why travelers stay as close to the main roads as possible, and why adventurers move in groups. Usually, the safest approach would be to stay where you are and just wait for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take up to a couple of hours. You're thinking about your conversation with Tulia. You've got a lot to do, and time may be of the essence. And crews go, hello, welcome. The dice icon marks the actions that involve a random chance. And on occasion, you can use a scholar's education to unlock unique interactions. I scratch my chin, thinking about what I know about, say, griffins and the like. I mix black powder with gladden that grows nearby, and the dried skunk sorrel from my bag. Once I ignite it and throw at the griffins, they'll scatter. I make a little mixture, and I hurl them at the griffins. You can learn more about your abilities in the character sheet. Hang on. I look at the character sheet. So, this is us. Pill Nye the Xanax guy, aka Floob Tube Scoobloob, the Roadwarden. After years spent on studying old codices and training to help local villages and to make this region safer for the locals and newcomers alike. So we have knowledge in alchemy. You're literate. Your education helps you solve many mysteries. And alchemy. With an access to an alchemy table and proper ingredients, you can brew useful bombs and potions. So being scholar, that's what we got. Let's return. So, most city folk feel aversion towards black powder, and you touch it with great care. The odor of the plants makes you feel dizzy, but what's more important is that the griffins have wolf-like sensitivity to smells and noises. A few of the beasts turn their heads towards you as you approach the pack with a bag in your hand. You ignite your missile and throw it forwards. At first, the creatures surround the source of smoke, but then growl in disgust. Even putting their beaks to the ground, they flee, allowing you to continue your journey. See, look at that, chat. If we didn't have a big scholar brain, what would we have done? Shoot some magic at them? Punch them? Nah, bomb them. I climb on the horse and cover my nose. I really need to find a proper alchemy set. Basically, yeah, making stink bomb. Uh-oh. Fork in the road? Keep track of your achievements as your journey unfolds. I guess that's what it is up in the left-hand corner, perhaps. Right now, we've just got our name and that we used to be a scholar. But why is there a spoon in the road or a spork? Good question. Oh man, I should have tamed one of those griffins. Dang it! Or are you saying I could have if I was a fighter? Dang it! The road splits. According to what the soldiers have told you, you may find a safe inn by turning left. The forest to the right is lush and the trail overgrown. Kids used to have this song. How did it go? The harshest path leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? The signpost in front of you doesn't make your situation much clearer. It was put here by someone who can't write for folks who can't read. Covered in old red paint, it points east. Blood there, as people say. Danger to be found. There's not a soul to ask for guidance. So, pointing east. Okay, east is to the right. I'm assuming here, right? Because if we're thinking of it in map terms. But you're unable to read, you're illiterate? No! We're a scholar! We can! We can read! We have knowledge! can look at my horse. The character sheet said illiterate. Look at my character sheet. No, it doesn't say literate anywhere. It says you are literate. Wait, what's our... Chat, it's time for horse name. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Imagine if that's just straight up what we named our horse. The entire thing. What do we name horse, chat? What options are you going to provide me for the horse name? It tastes like raisins. Are you saying that we should name our horse that? Horse McHorseface? Or just name it Raisin? Oh, that's still from the song. It has been so long since I have listened to that My Horse is Amazing song. Weeble. That I don't remember all of the lyrics to it. It has been a million years. I guess I should go re-listen to it, huh? Or do we just want to call the horse Raisin? Lemonade, sweet lemonade. Lemonade, oh sweet lemonade. Give it a lick, it tastes just like raisins. Look at my horse is amazing. Man, 1 billion years ago. Wardens banned me for no reason. Emily! Wardens banned me for no reason. Are there any objections? After years, I have the badger, mushroom stuck in my head again. Pretty good. Oops. Boof scoop the horse loof. I'm concerned about the way that one sounds. Fuzzy's yelling no, and I'm not sure it's a reaction to Gooblin's name suggestion or the badger, mushroom song. Remembrance. Well, I guess we're going then. Warden's banned me for no reason. AKA the Raisin Horse. Yeah? Confirm? I look. We in agreement? I'm seeing no objections. I'm hitting the confirm option then. Sure, why not? Alright. We've locked it in. That's a horse. Warden's banned me for no reason, aka the Raisin Horse is peaceful as you stroke its mane. Maybe it can't help you choose a path, but you've spent many years together. Happy to go on, it takes a couple of steps forward. You spot a few berry shrubs and wild cabbages, but they still need at least 2 weeks to gain maturity. It's time to make a turn. It looks like we have to go to our travel map in order to choose, so we can either go to the east, where we had that sign going, death! Where it's also all foresty, but we do remember that child rhyme. Don't forget about the rhymes from the children. Over here in Archive, the harshest pathway leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? So, chat, I pull out our choice pick. Do we go to the left, or do we go to the right? Maybe we should add a couple of extra spaces in between this, just in case, to ensure that it's not going to get confused over the choice blobs. Okay. Click Maps has been activated. Make a choice. Maybe you can talk to the dragon and ask for a little coin. Maybe! I don't know. I don't know if it's a friendly dragon, or if it's a mean dragon, or if the dragon's even still alive, because it could be completely dead. I have no idea. What were the choices? It's going to the left to go towards the inn, where it should be safe to continue on our journey. Or we can go to the right, to the east, where the sign says, uh-oh, blood. However, we know about the child's rhyme about Dragon's Lair and treasure. And Popro, hello, hi, welcome. Treasure? Maybe if we go to the right, we find treasure. Not all treasure is worth stealing. That is true. We have no idea what type of treasure it is. If the so-called treasure was the friends that we made along the way, I don't know that I care about that in this circumstance, you know, risking our life and all, in which case maybe I'd want to go to the west, to the left instead. Sentimental value treasure! We open the treasure chest and it's just the dragon's diary, though maybe you could sell that for a lot of money. We only care about treasure where it contains a lot of money, or valuable items we can sell for a lot of money. Well, looking at this, I don't know who's... maybe these clicks up at the top of the screen were just accidental clicks, but it is kind of a high count mark. I guess then right is going to be the answer here. People going, yeah, let's go over. I want to check out the dragon's lair. All right. We take the risky option. We go out to travel. We're going to the east. Time to seduce the dragon. The curvy road east is overgrown. Warden's banned me for no reason, aka the raisin horse, trots when it has a chance, but more often it walks, forced to jump over larger branches blocking the path. Their nearby lake is surrounded by thirsty wildlife. What if you open the treasure chest and there's a ring inside and the dragon wants to marry you? Oh, hell yeah, then we won't even have to roll to seduce the dragon. The dragon already is in love with us. If only. That's one fine road, oh man. The name every time. I love it when the games have a really high character limit and you can just put in something super long. Oh, my absolute favorite. I observe the dark forest, ready to react if something jumps at me. My perception levels, high. Oh look, a little stone hut. Side note, a baron just claimed a leatherworker's shop with dog leather. I block in some clay stone. I hope it's a thong. Cross your fingers. A couple of stone slabs were turned into a hut-like shape, one of the ancient chapels raised by the priests of the United Church in the days of few soldiers and even fewer shelters. The dolmens proved to be especially durable, though the conditions they offered were harsh. The entrance is barely wide enough to let you walk inside. It was meant to keep larger beasts away, including your palfrey. You can't spend the night here. You dismount and look around. Do we want to go into the chapel? The chapel is the United Church one. Do we enter or do we approach the hourglass carved into the stone? Let me go ahead and open up our choice pick where we've got between one option and two option, okay? I start the click maps. Make the choice. Do we want to enter the chapel where, you know, as a pagan they hate us? Or do we want to check out what's happening with this hourglass? I don't know if we're going to have the option to do both, so I just want you to have the opportunity, chat, to make the decision. Pick between them. We need to eat them. You know, I didn't consider this. What if we were able to enter the chapel? Pull out our, let's say, poison alchemy bottle, go, hey, this is an HP potion. We feed it to them. They consume them. What? I wasn't listening. Been thinking about the treasure. Well, what you need to be thinking about is what we're doing here. Are we going to enter the chapel, or are we going to approach this hourglass that's carved out of stone? I'll give you a couple more seconds. Wait, looks like not as many people as firmly into particular choices here. Kind of a fairly even split with not a lot of people voting on this one, I imagine, because they're like, either one's okay. I guess we'll go ahead and approach the hourglass made out of stone then. It's the most uncommon religious sign of the city folk, adapted by the United Church, Orders of Truth, and the majority of fellowships. It's used in temples and during the funeral rites, but also to decorate codices or jewelry. The winged hourglasses portray the ephemerality of life and the rigidity of time. When possible, they're made of steel, signifying the strength of humankind's determination and innovation. Okay, this is important. No, actually, I'm going to go ahead and go upon what we've said for our character to help the local villages and to make this region safer for the locals and newcomers alike. So I'm going to generally interpret our character as being a more open, positive person. We want to be friendly. We want people to feel safe and secure. So if we went over here and defiled their symbol, that would be opposed to that idea. So as a result, I don't want the locals to get upset at me for destroying their sacred signs, so we're going to step away from it, and we're going to go ahead and enter the chapel. The beams of light True Paragon. The beams of light get through the gaps between the rocks, but you can hardly see anything. A torch would fill the place with smoke, but a candle will suffice. You wonder how many travelers have sat on the cold rock, observing the entrance and fighting with their heavy eyelids. Since we're inside, we'll go ahead and look around. Use your keyboard to name objects that you're interested in. What are you looking for or paying attention to? Oh, okay. So I guess if it's going to give me examples. I will take this as if you want me to look at particular things, you can go ahead and type it into chat. I will not interpret that as backseating. That is a backseating exception. Seeing as I'm taking your choices for what we're doing as we're playing through Roadwarden, I'm going to take, say, you typing door in chat. Eat mud. Eat mud. You either don't find it or I can't understand you. Oh. I'm looking at door. There are no doors in the walls, and considering the size of this dolmen, it has only one chamber. We're going to look for gold coins. No gold coins. And no butts either. Can we look for an altar? Doesn't seem to be any altar. Can we look for food? Look, food. Okay, I don't think it makes a difference. Do you think there is a candle in here? No candles. What else could we search for? A symbol? Not a bad idea. Oh, haha! Good thought, Phil. A large part of the wall is covered with engravings. It's difficult to figure out what they are meant to portray, but one picture is obvious to you. A long arrow pointing down, indicating to us, "Get owned, punk." Ooh. Part of the writing, as well as the nearby wall, is covered with soot. I use my scholarly power of knowledge. I understand what's written here. Being smart, boy. Toxic. Yeah, that's down arrow. The images and letters are a combination of two separate texts. The first one is written with words of Adir and belongs to an era as old as the dolmen itself. It's almost impossible to decipher it, but you can make sense of it by connecting some words in the general structure. It was a prayer, or a spell, asking for a safe road. Oh. The other messages are maybe a couple of years old. While they use the same alphabet, they try to express the modern city tongue. It's a list of wares, sometimes portrayed by images, and their value in dragon bones. Some of the pictures are used as obscene insults. Oh. You see, for example, the head of a griffin or a sketch of a wolf. Someone was not happy with the prices they saw. One passage is especially interesting. Trap door payment? Was someone running a shop here for a little while? Someone came by and was like, "These are bad prices. I'm unhappy with them," and so drew some griffins here. Trap door payment. Or do we just look for a trapdoor in general? You make a couple of small holes in various spots, but the most interesting area turns out to be a hidden path, hidden beneath the remains of an old campfire. You move all the ash and pieces of wood until you find a well-preserved plank. You dig around, finding a solid trapdoor locked with a steel padlock. Please. If you make your trapdoor out of wood, I chop it with my axe. Look at that. Sneaky. Oh, look, maybe that's what the arrow pointing down was indicating, that there was a secret passageway. You take your axe, but realize that the padlock may be much easier to break through. The wooden planks, even if a bit moist, are in great shape. You look for the right angle and make 3 strong swings. After an encouraging playing, the padlock falls off. I look inside. You lift the hatch, and the heavy, humid air suggests an abandoned farm cellar. Your candle allows you to estimate that the tunnel is roughly 15 feet deep. There's no ladder you can use. We have rope! We have rope! We have rope in our bag! You think about lowering the rope, but you realize that one of the brick walls is covered with large holes meant to be used as sort of vertical stairs. Oh, never mind. You hear no sound coming from the tunnel, but moldy walls and old cobwebs are not very welcoming. Or climbing down. You have to move slowly, learning the new route. You hug the cold, moist wall, seeking the support for your boots. It doesn't take long before you feel comfortable enough to jump down, then light up another candle. Both the walls and the floor are made of stone slabs. You see no movement, no other sources of light. The short tunnel leads you to a small room where we walk inside. Bones! The room smells of rotten wood and fungi. Abandoned junk is scattered on the ground and shelves. Earthenware jars, rotting scraps of linen or leather, wooden plates, bones for carving, and rusty iron tools. While these odds and ends may be years or decades old, the basement could be just as ancient as the main floor of the chapel. The one thing that seems to be uniquely fresh and durable is a small wooden box, held together by a few cords. It's Willie! The bones! Hey, quit stealing my shit! Okay. Are we stealing the box? Are we going to grab this small wooden box? Or are we just going to leave it here and go back outside? We spent the time breaking down into this little trapdoor secret room area, so we might as well grab it, right? Or do you think it's cursed? Do you think this box is cursed, and if we grab it, they're going to get mad at us? You know what I'm voting for? I like then the choice number 2, getting the number of clicks very clearly. Welly leaping over to choice number 2, saying, "Don't take my stuff." God dang it. God dang it. Pill my the Xanax guy, aka Floob Tube Scoobloob. That was a joke. I'm not voting. Vote, Welly! Vote! Farmers couldn't afford the curse to curse the boxes. There's no way. There's no way this box is cursed. We look at the box. Farmers can't curse. They can't afford that. We choose the box option then. All right. I take the box. It doesn't feel empty, but it's light. You shake it for a bit, trying to guess what's inside. You can't open the box without cutting the cords. Ooh, this is a tough decision. You know, if we're down here to steal the box in the first place anyway. Alright, we're gonna vote for this one again. Because both choices are keeping the box. But do we just want to straight open it and see what's inside? Or are we gonna keep it together? Also, if you're saying nice, are you saying nice because of the brief moment that the percentages was 69? Choice number 2. Wait, choice number 2 winning? That means you don't want to open it up? You just want to keep it? Caco, remind me to tell you about the stairs that go both up and down. Wait, excuse me? Huh? Well, it seems like people are much more overwhelmingly wanting to leave the box in one piece. You do not want to open the box. You want to leave the box closed. You do not want to cut the cords. We keep the box for later. I'm making 2 very big thumbs. It's you! You're the prankster making big number 2. Number 2 is gonna end up sinking in this huge blob, dude. Come on. We need to keep number 2. We can't lose it down there in Big 2 Swamp. Okay, using the candle, you memorize the holes, you climb up quickly. I'm checking the inventory to ensure that we got box. Check. We've got it. We have the box from the dolmen. You should make your big number 2s in the toilet. Willie? God dang it. As, yeah, Phil was doing big number 2. Dang it. Shit. I laugh. Alright, well, we are back outside the hall, so I guess we go back outside. Who does number 2 work for? Me? I mean, if we made the number 2. Warden's banned me for no reason, aka the Raisin Horse is observing the area. I don't think there's anything left for me to do here. I guess we're gonna keep traveling then. We move past the dolmen. Okay, now. Uh-oh. Neglected path. There's a deer and a puddle of red. And there's a small pack of creatures, about 8 of them. They're, stained by the blood of their prey. Some of them move on all 4s. You see how a couple of the beasts take a few steps back, grunting and glancing at one another. The one with gray fur shouts. The others move towards the rocks and sticks, which are piled on the road. They hold them awkwardly, and some struggle to maintain a straight posture, leaning on their new weapons for support. Then, almost all of them spread to your left and right, blending with the shrubs loudly. Only 2 of the apes are standing still. I grab my axe and hold the reins tightly. I'm not prepared to face a pack of goblins. I turn around. Alright, Chet, make your considerations with what you want to pick. For the moment, we die. I need to go use the restroom. I'll go ahead and change it to the BRB screen so that you can patiently wait. This is a, how you would say a, cliffhanger. So, go ahead, you take a bathroom break too. I'll go ahead and run an ad to eliminate pre-rolls for a bit, and I'll be right back. Hi, hello, I'm back, and Fuzzy, pranking me by gifting me subs? Or gifting subs to the community might be more accurate to say. Fuzzy, thank you. Oh. Wreck, cheese it, she knows! Oh, heck, oh, jeez! Oh. Thank you, Fuzzy, that's very nice of you. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I don't know if anyone is here that received one of them, but if you are here, make sure you say thanks to Fuzzy. Welcome back as well. Thank you, Willie. And Gray, hello, hi, welcome. And yeah, BTTV had an update so you can add emote modifiers to the front of BTTV emotes. You may not see them when you use modifiers if you are not using Twitch chat. If you're using, say, a third-party chat tool, such as Chatterino, you will not see them that way. They don't work yet. And if you are trying to apply the modifier to a non-BTTV emote, it will also not work. And potentially, if you have 7TV as an extension, that might also be preventing it. If you only have FFZ as an extension and not BTTV, potentially that might not let you see the emote or modified emotes. Because since the update is brand new here, FFZ might need a minute to adjust their codes to allow them to appear right, so that they work properly, so on.
Or, of course, if you're on mobile, you're not going to see it. Mobile, you can't see BTV emotes, period, so you're not going to see modified versions of them either, you know?
But they're fun. Good time.
Mobile, omega lol.
Yeah! I hide my phone that has the Twitch app on it, sweating nervously. Okay, back to Roadwarden. Bathroom break. Over. It's time to pick. Are we going to grab Axe? Are we going to turn around? I guess I'll label that as leave. Alright. I restart the option. Pick it. Phone omega lol. Run! Man, after this little journey going, but dragon treasure! A couple of goblins out here are gonna scare you away? I mean, consider the fact if we're already risking the journey out here to try and steal treasure from a dragon's lair, goblins are gonna keep you away from it? Were you going to cross your fingers and hope we would stumble across the dragon's lair without the dragon in it? It seems like it, because everyone's wanting to just leave now. Nobody wants to grab the axe anymore. They're changing their mind. They start sweating nervously, going, oh jeez, oh heck, the goblins, dragon, I never considered there'd be a dragon in the dragon's lair. I'm running away. Well, if that's what you want to do, chat, we're turning around. We did get the treasure already from Dolman. I think we're satisfied. Okay. Haha, we leave. The Wardens banned me for no reason, aka the Raisin Horse is more than ready to do so. It hardly has enough space to make a swift turnaround, and a goblin tries to stab it with a pointed stick, but it's too blunt, or the hit is too weak to pierce through the skin. The shouting beasts behind you sound victorious, but they would never be able to catch up with a palfrey. They may spend the entire day feasting on such a large animal. I head back to the crossroads. 1 dragon versus 1 us is a fair fight. 1 us versus 8 goblins is not fair. The numbers are totally different. Hey. Good math skills, Emily. This is a fair, logical explanation for why we could handle dragon but not goblin. Turning around, a termite larger than your hand moves out of your path, hiding among the bushes. The wild plants need here about 2 weeks before they ripen. Let's continue traveling then. Oh, now we're going west from the sign. Warden's banned me for no reason, aka the raisin horse, trots with ease, unbothered by the few branches covering the beaten road. The bird songs and distant howls draw your attention to the forest, which gets sparser and brighter. You spot boars, roe deer, and saurians. The sight of a nearby wolf pack, though, worries you, but once you push your hips forward and your palfrey enters a canter, the beasts don't even begin a pursuit. The speed alone will protect you from many dangers. You notice a stone tower, taller than the trees. Oh, it must be the inn I've heard about. They were trying to kill our horse. It's true. They did try to stab horse. Raise the raisin horse with pointy stick. We have to look after the raisin horse now. It's not just us anymore. And I do care about their companionship. Inns like this one fit the regions traveled by merchants, but you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. The stone and lumber must have been transported from far away, and the workers, guarded by expensive mercenaries, surely lived for many reasons in a primitive hamlet, subsisting on salted supplies. There are seemingly no cracks in the wall, and the building was whitewashed only a few years back. The road is wide and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide, if not in the buildings, then at least in the yard. The expenses and labor put into this fortress were worth many trading ships. 3 armed people are on the ramparts. They only see what's above their waistline. They're leaning on the parapet, right next to the gate, and you think you notice a glimpse of a smile. They wear gamesons. Each one of them dye differently: yellow, green, and linen gray. I approach. A woman in yellow armor leans forward. She has long, curly, disorderly red hair, pointing in every possible direction. This combination of colors doesn't work well at all in the woods. One would have to shout to draw this much attention. Not very sneaky. There's still a fair distance between the two of you, but she speaks loudly. I hadn't seen a horse for years now. I just said that it's weird to see such a large jackass, huh? Her voice is young and strong, with an accent that reminds you of the villages spread around Hovlevan. But no jackass would wear a saddle, I'd say. She exchanged a few words with a male guard wearing green, giving you time to move closer. Well, this one here says there are... Wait, no, this is still that person up there. Well, this one here says there really are donkey saddles. Say, traveler, how hard is it to ride a horse? Why are you talking about me? Also, why does he sound like Count Von Count?
It's just the accent in Hovlevan is all. That's why she sounds that way.
Okay, so, how are we going to talk to this person here? So, we've got friendly. We've got playful. What's the next one? Distanced. I'm changing it back to numbers. 1, 2. Not 2 again. We don't need 2 2s. No skirts to wear here. Or 5. Okay. Wonderful. Options returned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick your poison. Friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, vulnerable. Choices now. Click maps activated. Friendly, playful. Friendly 1, playful 2, distanced 3. Intimidating 4, vulnerable 5. right now it seems like you want to be a little bit playful. You know, being a scholar at all, we want to use our sharp wit to be a little bit, goofy, a little bit of a fun guy, a little bit of a prankster. Maybe hold up our box and spin it around. Look at this package that we've got for you, as we then do a paint scrape instead. Well, the 3 people who are voting, thank you. 4 people, thank you. We're going with number 2 for playful. I laugh. You wouldn't believe it. The lessons were a pain. You get off your high horse. You get off your horse and imitate the silly walk from the day that followed your first long journey when your whole shell was crying. You illustrate the pain as you move your hand from your back to hips and thighs. In return, the guards tell you about that time when they had to carry their friend with bitten off legs for 3 days straight through the heart of the woods. Meanwhile, the other guards open the gate. Who gave the raisin horse weed? Nobody. It's us that took the weed. You may be in a good mood. You may be in a good mood. The woman in yellow jacket smiles to you, but don't get so noisy when you talk to our boss. The man never smiles. He has the world's suffering sculpted on his face. She leads you under the roof under which your palfrey can rest, tethered with a cord to a wooden post, near some old hay. Once you're ready, go inside. Speak with our boss. Maybe you're hungry? The other guards take care of various chores. They peek at your mount every now and then, and as they're splitting firewood, cleaning their clothes, weeding the garden patches, moving chairs. 2 of them are making a rope. You head towards the inn, hearing the piercing scream of a boar from the other side of the yard. I open the door. Oh, new shelter unlocked. Look at how nice it looks in here. So comfortable. Only some of the windows are open, revealing the dust dancing in the sunbeams. The air is a bit stuffy. A muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but after he glances at you, he leans the broom against the wall and heads behind the counter. You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and soft, with a city-like accent. He observes you with a keen attention, yet avoids your eyes. I've a keg of decent ale, wormwood, bog myrtle, juniper berries, cat's foot. He fills the mug carefully and puts it on the countertop. It's going to spoil soon. Today, maybe. And we don't drink here before the even. I hate to see the good stuff going to waste. His skin is dark, almost purple. Rare even among the southern tribes, and his hair is naturally bluish. His clothes are quite fancy for manual labor. The elegant tunic wouldn't stand out in the city square. Is this the lady or the innkeeper talking? It is the innkeeper guy talking. The muscular man. The planks let out a creak after every step you make, so you slow down a bit. You could swear that the innkeeper made little to no noise. The accent, well, it's because the lady had an accent that said it was from around Havlovan, and it said he had a city-like accent too, so I was giving them sort of the similar accents as a result. Here you go. He pushes the mug forward. But just so you know, my pelt of the north doesn't belong to Havlovan. You can sleep on the floor if you wish so. But if you want a bed or a meal, you will have to pay. We may have some leftovers from dinner, but I need to check. Okay, quick check, because when we clicked on that playful comment before and it gave us options, we're allowed to switch between them to see what they say before we actually pick. So, in our conversation with this guy, we can say, thanks for the drink, I see you know how to make friends with a Roadwarden. Happy to help. As a Roadwarden, I'm more than capable of taking care of the entire cask, if you need me to. I won't stay here for long. And I introduce myself.
I'm not here to pay compliments to piss in a mug. I'm a Roadwarden, and I'm looking for answers.
Thank you. I'm a Roadwarden, so I'd never refuse a drink. It's pretty straightforward. I think we'll go ahead and just be friendly. Say, thank you for the drink. Oh boy. He meets your eyes with a puzzled look, then grabs a wet cloth and starts to wipe down the shelves. From time to time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. Well, nothing is truly free. I have worked for a soul of the road, but I don't need a new mouth to babble. He speaks slowly, yet audibly. I value my time. You should value yours. Not free drink. Fake free drink. Do we drink it then? Or do I ignore the ale then? We'll go ahead and let this be another choice pick. Go ahead and just chop this down. Alright. Do we drink the ale 1, or 2, do we ignore the ale? Which way? Note that again, this drink is not actually free. He is going to request something of us here, saying as he says he has work for a soul of the road, but we do like helping people, don't forget that. Oh, the first drink wasn't free? No. Nothing's truly free, Emily. Nothing. But again, I say, as our character did make a comment earlier, we've decided that we are here to help out. We want everyone to feel connected. We're here to help the people. That's why we picked number 1. That's why we would pick number 1 rather than number 2. This guy doesn't know how to connect.
He does know how to bargain, though. He says, I know you're here for a drink. Ale! Oh, Litchi Popo loves drinking alcohol. He grabs the ale and just chugs it all down in one go.
And hello there. Welcome. Hi. Well, seems like it's pretty overwhelmingly just first option, please. Close. I pick and I drink the ale. The dark room and wooden walls of the mug make the liquid look as brown as a chestnut. The lee in spring hits your nose, and the first sip is even too complex, too flowery. While the brewer has used fancy ingredients, the exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Oh, bleh, bleh.
I'm not into this. I don't like this alcohol.
I drink it because I've got an ailment. And then Goob does a nice smile. Nice one, Goob. Comedy. Into it. Love to see it. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste. The innkeeper nods. What if the innkeeper gives this alcohol to any newcomers into the tavern? He knows that everyone who regularly comes by hates the stuff and never wants to order it. So if anyone comes in who's new, he's like, sneaky, I'm gonna make them drink this alcohol. They can't say no. They won't know that they won't like it. Put it down for them. Get an exchange without using up my alcohol that people actually want to drink. The innkeeper nods. I was hoping to see someone willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you'll help me with a worrying thought that I have.
Which is?
There are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, so I'm not afraid of an open strike. But they've gotten more active in the last 2 years. One day, they may steal our furs, and I've no doubt they're the reason why merchants come here only once. Having bandits around gets expensive. Out how much he's invested in this place, he probably wants more of a return on profits. He rubs his hands together, camouflaging his paws. I want you to reach Howler's Dell, northwest from here. It's the largest settlement around. I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Dice, the mayor, about Glossia, that bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumors around the raid in the north. If Glossia is ready to break the truth with the locals, I'm willing to join forces with them to get rid of her band. He looks at a nearby dragon bone. Not too difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make much of a difference. I'll pay you 2 coins when you get back with the news. Fine? Do we haggle for 3? I'm not going to put this one up in the smart click poll. I'm just going to briefly ask you, do we try to haggle for a little extra coin to help him out? Or are we just going to straight up agree? Or are we going to go, sure, yeah, we'll help you. As we do want to help everybody. Or do we mind a little extra, you know? We're a nerd. Of course we haggle. And Das also nodding. Yeah, we are gonna try for 3. He observes you for a moment. Duh, he growls. I could eat something. Do you have any leftovers? What do you have for sale? Do I have anything you'd like to buy? I'm looking for Asterion, the previous Roadwarden. What can you tell me about the peninsula? I want 4! Well, it looks like we're only gonna get 2 out of this. So I guess we'll go ahead and ask him some questions. We want to make sure we're asking about Asterion, as that was one of the missions that the people at the last place wanted us to do. Tulia and all. Are you now? He goes to the table and invites you to sit down with him. I don't think I'm going to be of much help. He rests his elbow on the tabletop and grunts quietly to clear his throat. But I do want you to find him, so... When asked about his intentions, he measures his words. Asterion and I made a risky deal. Well, a very promising one. Last time he was here, he took 50 coins. My half of the investment. He knocks on the table with a fist, anxiously. If you get my coin, or at least find out what happened to the guy, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed after bringing me the news. Could it be that Asterion stole the coins and ran away? He looks at the window and starts to play with a shuttle. A shuttle? He grabs a little rocket and starts flying it around like it's going through the air. I just think that Asterion isn't the kind of soul that would do such a thing. For him it wasn't much of a fortune, and I'd risk saying he had earned my trust. Not only mine, you know. It's easy for a Roadwarden to make connections. He always had places to go, things to take care of. He rubs the table with his thumb, as if trying to clean an invisible stain. I've asked travelers. I've sent a couple of my pals to find him. No real news. I know he stayed in the White Marshes for a day and was meant to do something for the people there. It's a village in the northwest. Just stay on the main road until you reach the bogs, and then enter them. You may get there before dusk. So, let me know once you find anything, and we may return to this whole investment thing. Oh my god. I can't believe I left the big 1 and 2 there for that long. I'm sorry. God dang it. Sorry, chat. Sorry. Oh no. Now everyone's going to... me leaving up the big 1, 2. Everyone in chat going, what the hell? What this is a streamer doing? I'm out of here. You turn around on your heels and you run out the door. What the frick? Okay. Well, I'll think about it then. Numbers? Ugh! There she goes, running and leaving. 1, 2. Oh! Embarrassing. And huge emotional damage. I weep. Do you have any leftovers? Yes, I feed them to our boar. I won't give them away for nothing. He tells you to wait, then leaves the building for a few minutes and returns with a wooden bucket and a long stick ending with a hook. See, since we are a little bit hungry, I would like a little bit of a snack. Go through the gate and turn left. You'll see a bunch of bushes. We need some berries. Bring me a bucketful. You'll be done in half an hour or so. Your horse could use a nap anyway. And I'll prepare something to fill you. A pie? The hook is not made of metal or wood. It's a long, curved claw, almost black. Okay, I reach for the tools. Half an hour? That's quite a lot for berry picking. The tools are cold, not too heavy. You notice a pair of thick black gloves at the bottom of the bucket. Oh, the berries are not the problem. The innkeeper smirks. Unlike the snakes, better scare them away with a stick or move them with a hook. Oh, and protect your hands. The little ones won't eat you, but don't get bitten. I'm sure you know how to be patient. Okay. But first I have a couple of other questions I want to ask about before I go. Can you tell me about the Peninsula? What could anyone say? This place doesn't even have a name. Unless there's an old book in an archive that no soul knows about. You know what I'd call everything from here to the coast? The hunting ground. He glances at your eyes. But it's not us who hunt. Keep that in heart, but the beasts in all shapes and forms.
I continue on with the accent.
His words gain confidence slowly, which is strengthened by his deep voice. I've lived in this inn for over 10 years now. Heard a lot already that the people don't build hamlets anymore. Few people, all iron used for cauldrons, not swords or tools. Are the eastern roads as rough as I've heard? Have you been ever to the northern coast? What can I find traveling west? Maybe ask about west so I can find about those dragon lairs, you know? Well, there are hills nearby, so we'll find a village, maybe an hour away, destroyed by beasts. Goblins live there now. Could potentially be haunted. I'm no good at reading. Why Caco choose game with letters? Don't worry, Baldir. Hello, by the way. That's why I'm reading it. You don't have to read. Just sit down and listen to me. So, we'll also get to a large tree at the edge of a swamp, and it's sacred. You're not used to hearing someone mentioning pagans as if there's nothing unusual about them. Oh, maybe he's friendly about pagans. Maybe he would be accepting of my beliefs. If we continue going, there is an old mine with nothing in it. But if we keep going north, we'll find Howler's Den at a clean brook. Farmers live there, and so do some other people. And they ain't been to the Ape Ale Inn yet, if anyone thinks the prices are bad. Reading out loud, free audiobook by my favorite voice actor. I nod at him. I only know a bit about the next settlement, Old Pagos. The soil there ain't too fertile, so they're working. The forests and hills aren't too harsh. Keep to themselves up there in the monastery. White Marshes, the third one. It smells like a griffin's lair. Big stinky. Heard bad rumors, but won't share them. Don't want to be a lie spreader. Oh, I like this guy. I like that he's heard rumors, but doesn't want to spread lies because he doesn't know if they're true or not, so he's just going to be quiet about them. Yo, I like this tavern guy. So we've got 3 villages. Howlers, one near the monastery, and the marshes. Don't let their beds and palisades fool you, though. Weird people live there. Don't tell them more than you need to. How about the eastern roads? Pretty rough indeed. Few of my people had to spend the night there, and monkeys stole their food and gods from their bags. It was their fault. You need to be careful. So, there's also an enchantress home out here in the western direction, so we might want to be careful. There's also an abandoned watchtower. If we turn east, there's a meadow out there with a wall. And there is Eudocia, who lives as a hermit. And if you go back to the crossroads, if you turn left instead, you'll see a road. People stay away from it. Connects the tower and the monastery. A shortcut between the 2 sides of the peninsula. I was warned by the locals not to use it. It already belongs to the beasts. Alright, be careful over there. It's for the beasts now. Not for us. Pill Nye, the Xanax guy, aka Floob Tube Scoobloob. I only know about another inn. It's far from here, maybe a day on foot. A bit less from the eastern side. His eyes once again focus on the floor. I've never been there, but I've heard it's a safe place, close to the villages of fishers and hunters, though I don't know much about them. Well, that's all I need. I don't think I'm going to ask about the size of the inn. We will ask about Glosh's band, though. He freezes, observing your hand silently. He wants me to get the answer from the mayor of Howersdale. Okay. Any rumors worth sharing, though? No. He doesn't trust me enough to share any gossip yet. Maybe if I looked better. Maybe if my appearance was 5 out of 5. But 1 out of 5? I don't know. Your face kind of dirty. I don't know if this Pill Nye guy is trustworthy. Well, alright. How much money do I have before I ask him what he's got for sale? Do we have a bag with coins? 5 of them, huh? Not looking too good then. Well? Or I could ask if I have anything he'd like to buy, except the only things I have right now are what I brought with me, so maybe I don't want to sell. Or, yeah, maybe I don't want to sell anything, don't want to buy anything. We'll just go outside so we can collect some of these here berries. I go outside and I forage for berries. The innkeeper knew what he was talking about. You put on the gloves and look through the bushes from a safe distance. It doesn't take long before you notice the first serpent lying on a rock somewhere in the thicket. The creatures are not that large, and even if some of them hiss at you or slither clothes, the jabs of the hook keep them at a distance. You don't know much about these berries. They are round and reddish. You wouldn't trust such a color even if you were looking for food in the wilderness. Plants don't have thorns, but leaves are harsh, so they make sure to thoroughly cover your skin with your clothes. You have to look through many bushes to fill the bucket, but the presence of insects and snakes allow you to relax.
I use my knowledge.
I notice a shrub that's not like the others. I add marsh blues to my bag of ingredients. Yes! Alchemy powers activate! One of the bushes in the back has more berries than the others. They're purple, and as you squeeze one of them, you recognize that these are marsh blues. In small amounts, they are added to pies, sauces, and beverages, known for their delicate sourness and sweet, unique, but not intrusive. Still, eating a cup of them will make one sick, if not poisoned. You're surprised to see them in a meadow, far away from a wetland. You could use them at an alchemy table, if you can find it. For now, you put a fistful into one of your jars. The others are still a bit greenish. Gather the berries and return to the gate. That's right, I use brain. Get squished! Oh man, we only have 4 times? I also forgot that I put Goobus Maximus in there. What the hell? Also, sick, hello, welcome, lawless, hi,
Brain character. Ugh.
And then you leave. Oh, dude, what the? We're just getting some brain in here, you know, some marsh. Yeah, you're right, we did redo the squish command, so old count removed, but that means when I did remake it, and it's only been used 4 times since then. So that's really what I'm putting emphasis on, rather than the fact that it's a 4 for its entire history. I'm saying since we remade it. Cacomex's int is a stat. That's right. I don't think you said it was remade when it was. I know it was remade. That's why I had forgotten that I had put Goobus Maximus, because it was like, oh, it's been so long since I've remade it, and it's never used, so I forgot that's what it said. That's all. You've returned to the courtyard. 2 of the guards are participating in a friendly skirmish. Their wrestling is accompanied by a crowd. I enter the inn. And hang on, I look at I put the fruits on the counter. Here they are. Right. He peeks inside the bucket. I've got cabbage stew and a few goose chunks for you. I'd serve it even to merchants, if there were any around. The meal is warm and filling. It is well seasoned and not overcooked. And like I said, I rarely have food to spare. but feel free to ask if you ever stop by. You may be lucky, and I've been cooking my whole life. Yay! Thank you. I love it. See, look at that nourishment now. 4 out of 4. And how did that old hook of mine work out for you? I see you still have it in your hands. He sees me literally holding it in front of him, and I start sweating nervously, looking around, and I kind of dive and hide it behind my back, you know? And I'm like, I've lost it. I don't have the hook anymore. What hook? I don't know what you mean. Caco's persona in a wizard outfit, that sounds like it would be adorable. And Ant, hello, welcome. I could ask about buying the hook from him. Do you think he would take it? Do you think I could have hook? I'm not going to lie and steal it. I don't really want to get on his bad side here. I would like to be friends with this guy. Money is money. Hey, that's true. Money is money. I'm gonna ask if I can buy. Can't you make one for yourself, he says. Oh. Well, honestly, it's the claw that grabs my interest. Ah, I see. It's a nice one, isn't it? My guards once had to get rid of a pebbler. You can't really eat them, but their claws and bones are durable enough, so we put them to good use. For a moment, he observes your face. A single coin will be fair. Okay. Honestly, it can't get cheaper than a coin. What am I gonna I don't know, dude. A coin? Whoo, pretty steep for me. He's gonna look at me and go, what? Do you want me to give it to you for free? No, I'll take it for a coin. Alright. I guess we'll just head off then so we can find out about what happened to the people. I'm gonna pull out my journal here to check what we've got for quested right now. We've got Explore the Peninsula, check. We've got Help Others, check. These are just general, large, overarching pieces. We've still got to find out information about Asterion, the old Roadwarden, who... hearing that he was last seen in the White Marshes, maybe. However, we've got our innkeeper friends now, who wants us to find information over at the Howler's Den. So that's what we're going to go do, I suppose. That's all I need. I go outside. We could approach the guards, could check out the armorer, go to the well. How about we go over to the armorer and see what's happening over there? Back in the old days, it was common to cut coins in halves or eighths because they were made of valuable metals, so several older coins have notches for this purpose. Interesting. I also imagine some particularly stingy people trying to break the pieces to try to minimize the amount of metal they give you. You know, trying to undercut you. You walk past the well and find a small open shed, not unlike the stable, but with a humble set of tables. And there are 2 people sitting in here. The first one is a male with maybe inch-long hair, cleanly shaven face, a thin long yellow tunic, bare legs, and sandals. He ignores your presence. Second person is a boy, maybe 15, who's wearing the crude outfit of a farmer. He glances at you, but returns to sharpening a long dagger. Some folks would smooth off the edges of a coin and make it slightly smaller. That's why some places started adding wedges. And why coin shaving is against the law. Because people trying to discreetly scam you. God dang it. Gather up enough coin metal and make new coins for yourself. I got long dagger right here! Wide paint scram! Oh, jeez. And that is a long dagger. I sweat, intimidated. Post it. Post the paint scrabbling. If only we could post the paint scrabbling. I say greetings to him. The man raises his head, but it's the boy who speaks, focused on his task. He ain't talking. Tell him what it is that you need. The man smiles in confirmation, looks at a piece of garment in his hands, then looks around, shrugs, returns to you with a raised eyebrow. I could make just general conversation here, ask about patching torn. I don't think I'm in need of services quite yet. I mean, my armor could be better, but I did just buy this hook, which I actually want to look at. I look over at the berry picking hook. Look at that, with head made from a large animal claw. I wonder when we'll be able to use this. I wonder if we could have used it against those goblins we saw earlier. How many channel points to make the pants grablin appear on screen? Well, we'd have to make it first. Otherwise, I can't show anything. Right now, all we know about is description and text. I guess we'll go ahead and make conversation. Learning the trade, kid? Well, kind of. He answers reluctantly, but his teacher pats his knee, giving him a harsh look. The kid clears his throat. Yes, but we both ain't masters, you see. There's not a soul to teach us, so once I'm ready, I'll try hunting instead. Fixing things for others is boring. The man grunts a sound, though you don't understand it. Seeing your face, the boy chuckles. He said safe. Let's meet in the middle. Boring, but safe. I guess I'll ask about the clothing. Well, no, he can't repair clothing if broken. He wouldn't even if he had the tools, says the boy. But you can try in Howler's Dale or Gale Rocks. Okay, bye. I cartwheel away. I approach the guards. What's happening over here? They ask about, are you the new Roadwarden? Don't need anything right now. Maybe around 30. Boar runs up to her. Hey! Axe throwing? We could play these or throw axes at a target. I love throwing axes. I roll the die. Your arrival, and especially the dragon bone you pull out, are cheerfully welcomed. The guards prepare a couple of wooden planks, which are leaned against the wall. There are also spectators, and you're told that the other hunters are either sleeping or have duty on the tower. Remember, no magic, says one of the players. His face is deadly serious. There's going to be 4 participants and 8 rounds. You aim at the target, drawn with charcoal. The person whose axe lands the closest to the center of the circle gets a point. Axes that fail to stay in the plank don't count. The person who has the most points at the end of the last turn becomes the winner. I grab my axe. I shuffle. I shuffle. I shuffle it again. I'm prepared to huck this away. I'm going to throw it at them. At them, not at the target. I'm ready to murder. I blend in with the group. I'm probably not going to do very well, though I wish I could use my scholarly prowess to capture physics and use them with great power. You talk a lot, but also don't say much. You share casual jokes, memories, and views on the luck and optimal strategies. Warden's banned me for no raisin, aka the raisin horse, and Tullius Camp are also brought up. But when you ask about the roads or the locals, their stories are vague. The drinks are here. It's poor beer made from leftovers, blah, blah, blah. Pretty simple. And I've won the first round. I try my best. After a long series of misses, you finish with 1 point. The second to last place. I managed to get the 1 score, but that was it. Oh. You give the gasping winner your dragon bone. Cheers, he says, but doesn't make a big deal out of it. The lighthearted comments of the other losers lighten up the mood. Oh. I guess I'll talk about berries then. Excellent. Stop! Oh. Not even good at losing. I'm crying, tears falling from my eyes. I didn't expect to lose so harshly. I'm gonna talk about berries. She chuckles. So I've heard. Don't worry about it. Usually we forage by ourselves, but we wouldn't ask you for a dragon for a meal. You give small jobs to people all the time, just to see who agrees to do them. Want to judge who's of us use and who's too proud for their own good. That means we basically passed this discreet test he was giving to us. Who was looking us up and down going, so, how proud is this person? And I guess we win. Maybe he'll trust us later. Let's go ahead and walk her away. We'll leave the guards alone now. We'll go, wait, Will? Won't get any cleaner. My clothes need no washing. And apparently I need one piece of bathing equipment to get more out of this place. Like, I don't know, a bar of soap. I would like to leave now. I guess I can just hit travel and I can just leave. I don't have to say bye to everyone in order to successfully leave this place. So I suppose we'll go ahead and keep on heading in this direction. The road uphill meanders, slowing you down and forcing you to pay close attention not only to the shadows of the trees, but also to the tight, rocky passages. You can't help but notice a few caves and fine ambush spots. Oh, I keep an eye out for any signs of life in case I want to go hunting. Or to avoid being hunted myself. A gate? The ruined village? I sweat. Standing in front of the gate, you hear no voices, no tools at work, no steps. Dozens of birds live among the collapsed roofs. Their fluttering, singing, and squawking is free of worries. If you want to travel any further, you need to ride around the palisade. Searching the ruins may take a lot of time. The broken gate in the north will lead you to the village. The sound of a gentle river reaches you from the east, where you see a saggy fence surrounding an overgrown pasture. Behind the burnt building in the east, you see an oddly barren field. So we can approach the building near the field, take a closer look at the gate, or move forward. Caco, how would the squawking sound, you think? It just kind of describes them as a dozen birds, fluttering, singing, squawking, free of worries, you know. If I hear squawking, I'm going to think more of like a... There you go. There's the bird squawks. Okay. And now we go for a choice pick, huh? Hi, number 3. So we can either approach the building near the field, take a closer look at the gate, or move forward. We restart this option. Go ahead, take your pick, Chet. I see you have played Banjo and Kazooie. Why, yes, I have. Now we're squawking. True. And Mortis, hello, spinning on in your way. Did you know you can also wide spin now? Here we go. Look at that. Huge spin into chat. Whee! Or spin upside down too. Whee! How are we looking? Not many votes here, Chet. There's only 3 people voting right now. Come on, people on desktop, don't you want to take a look around? Or do you just want to keep on moving forward, shrugging your shoulders, go, I don't know, I'm happy. I just am along here for the ride, dude. I'm not the Roadwarden, you are. I'm sitting in the back in your cart right now, just hitching a ride. 7 users now, still everyone voting to just go ahead and move forward. I like it looks more like you're trying to pick the knowledge choice though. You're like, frick number 3, 2, 1, nah, I pick knowledge. However, because it's close to number 3, I'm interpreting it as a number 3. You don't think the extension is working on my end? You could try refreshing and make sure that, say, you don't have an extension that could potentially be blocking, like a browser extension. When you refresh, the extension pop-up disappears before you can toggle any options. Again, maybe potentially you need to have it on. I'm looking over at my side. What happens if I click down here a million times? Does that register? No. I don't know. It is hard to tell, isn't it? I also like now it registering some of the #1 clicks. I definitely do have feedback on my side, I can say. It is hard to tell, though, if it's actually reading it or not. I guess there's not much to do except say, maybe reading it? Oh, wait, no! There it is! See that 16%? That was me! I did that! Yahoo! I got the clip I wanted. Oh my god, Baldir. Well, I did that! That 19% down there, now 20% on the bottom. Yeah, that was me. I made that circle. And because I poked in a singular spot, it made it a nice circle. Instead of #1 over here, #1, what are you doing? Excuse me? #1? That's not very circular looking, however, it does look like... I like now the 15% showing up over there on the right side. I am going to interpret... Oh man, now we've got all sorts of shapes going all over the place. I'm taking this now as #1 winning, even though it might just be people, again, continuing to click a billion times. Guess what? We're going to approach the building near the field. Ha! Somersault, somersault, backflip, cartwheel, do a little spin, 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 and a jeté, jeté. Wah! We arrive. The broken logs and planks are charred. While the wooden walls are rotten and covered in moss, you see no ashes or dust, proving that the fire happened long ago. The smell is awful, and there are no reasons to stay for long. You see no furniture, just some broken shelves. It was a storage room. The valuable odds and ends were already taken by the scavengers. Guess we'll just go ahead and take a closer look at the gate, and then move forward afterwards. Caco can speak French? I raise my eyebrows. Oui. Oui. That means yes in French. I know some words in French. To be as an honest reply. The palisade is in good shape and the entrance wasn't even touched by the fire. It was torn away, possibly thrown. The amount of used force must have been huge, but you'd expect that it would push the gate into the village, not away from it. You don't see any marks of a dragon bite. A troll could toss such planks, but after so many years, you see no paw prints. A mage? You can't really tell. And move forward. Wii is a console made by Nintendo. That is not a French word, you dummy. I'm going to call up my uncle, Mr. Nintendo, to tell him this ridiculous encounter that I just had. Where do we want to go? Explore the southwest part of the village, inspect the fields, inspect the pasture. Well, okay. Why not? We can pick for this one. Let's go. Go ahead. Cast your vote. What are we exploring? I don't know if we're going to be able to explore everything or not. So we'll give you a couple of seconds here. Make sure you pick fast. The time is limited. The clock is ticking down at this very moment. I could hit stop and end your count at any moment as soon as those blobs appear. I could grab my spear and stab down on the stop button, killing it, allowing it to exist no more, and never again will we have smart maps as a result. 3, look for moo cows! Oh, I love cow. I'm looking down at the clicks over at the chat area. Is someone over there testing out to see if the smart click maps is working? So you're just clicking over at the chat area to go, is my extension working? I can't tell. Well, if that was you just clicking a ton down there on top of chat, yeah, it looks like the extension's working for you. Yep, checks out. Good information. Looks like everybody else wants to check out the pasture too. No, Caco, that is the target. I sweat nervously. Alright, we close. We inspect the pasture. Click, 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 wondering if the extension works. You don't find a single sign of the livestock that lived here in the past. There are no cows. Nope, it's cow-free. Any bones, horns, antlers, or dung have already been devoured by the wilderness. The pasture ends at the river. On the opposite bank, the meadow turns into a thick forest. Let me turn that off also, forgetting to turn off the 1, 2, 3 again. Now trying to find where I stopped. There we go. Impenetrable for a rider. What are the chances that a herd of defenseless animals could get there and survive? The breach in the southern fence wasn't made by some brute force. You find axe cuts in the spot that were ultimately broken away. After all these years, there are no tracks that you could follow. Back to the main road. Yes, indeed we can explore everything. So let's go check out the fields, I suppose. So as I'm looking around at all of the fields, barren maybe, I would expect weeds to sprout, but nothing. A curse, perhaps? Path leading from west ends at the edge of the field, shifting into a meadow. There's also to the north with a path leading around the palisade, but I don't have a way to investigate. How about then we go check out along the palisade? I heard a little bit of a stomach growl sound, but I am full, so I should be okay. I hope that wasn't from the tavern keeper and poisoning me. Tracks of human footwear and many, many more ape footprints cover the path formed around the palisade's breach. As far as you can tell, the freshest footprints lead into the village. The wooden stakes spread on the ground are rotten, covered in mushrooms, small flowers, insects, and worms. A good source of animal or goblin food, though you'd expect them to also hunt for birds and eggs. The meadows in the west turn into a forest quickly. The grasses in the north surround dozens of tree stumps already covered with moss and fungi. Going south, you'll reach a large field, though you don't see any crops. I shouldn't enter the forest, especially not in this area. It's unpredictable, so I suppose I turn back around. Not yet, you feel a slight aching in your stomach.
If you mean, am I full in real life? Nope, all I've had is some coffee and water. That's all I'm filled up with.
Yeah, not seeing any frogs out here any, Popo. Absolute horrible amount of frogs. I would like a population respawn, please. I think you should go to the main square. There might be a bakery. In this abandoned town? Maybe.
I go to the main square. Yahoo! Into the town we go!
In every village, the main square is the fanciest area, meant to charm the travelers. Yet, this is way more than you expected. The houses are as big as in a Hovlevan, and the paved ground took a lot of work and materials. The walls, now charred and riddled with holes, are made of an expensive coded wattle. The tiles for the roofs also had to be brought here from a different settlement. You peek inside the 3 smaller buildings, the rotting remains of their former splendor. The birds living in dozens of nests respond to your arrival with quite a commotion. You don't find even a single dragon bone, nor a tool or a piece of furniture left unbroken or unrotten. You're surrounded by bad smells, dirt, animal droppings, and garbage. The well also stinks. It has no bucket, but you'd be afraid to use it anyway. Who knows how many birds have relieved themselves inside, or how many old rats have found their death while climbing up the walls. Ugh. Suddenly, you hear some sounds coming from the largest building. Your stomach makes you let out a painful groan. Did the freaking tavern keeper poison me? Did I ask him to make me some tasty food, some free food stuff? And he's like, frick this Roadwarden guy. And now I'm going to die. How could this be happening? But why did he do this to me? No bucket, Goob. Not even a simple wooden one. Maybe you just got diarrhea? Maybe, but it still hurts, and it would still qualify as food poisoning then. Ow. I should check it out, I guess. I prepare my axe. You step cautiously towards the scent of urine and sweat. The flickering candlelight shows you broken furniture, yet no signs of burnt wood. You consider pulling the other door when a masculine voice proves that your presence is not unnoticed. I don't want it to come to this, but stay where you are. Whatever you put inside, be it a shoe, a hand, or a damn thinker, it'll get a bolt. Look out for my extremely skilled accent. Relax, stranger. I'm a Roadwarden. Oh, I'm a Roadwarden, so I kind of need my thinker. Will the boot be enough? I'm the new Roadwarden. Let's talk. Are you really going to bet everything on a single shot? Don't miss or I'll get angry. Angry enough to swing my axe. Don't hurt me. I'm not looking for trouble. I'm a Roadwarden. Caco leans into the guy and screams, "Cowlet!" And then I push him over to the floor and I make out with him. New Roadwarden, let's talk. I like the playful, witty response. I'm the Roadwarden, come on, I kind of need my thinker. Will the boot be enough? Aren't ye a funny one, he growls. How do I know a droll like ye is telling the truth? Walk slowly, Roadster. If you're not an outlaw, you're safe. And even if you are, don't try anything funny. Leave your arms out. My little ballista here is all pulled and ready. When did this become a dating sim? Every game is a dating sim. Come on, Goob. Well, it's unfortunate that the Omega Lol I have is from FFZ, making it so you can't make it a wide Omega Lol. That's gonna have to be fixed. The man's voice is imposing, and his accent is tricky for you. He could be from the distant south, but as long as you don't speak too quickly, you understand one another. You don't hear any other movements, breathing, voices. You lean your axe against the doorframe and make sure that your knife is well hidden. I walk inside, a land of cacos, the distant south. Wow, that's all me! That's where the factory of cacos lies, where it just prints out cacos all the time. The dense smell of urine hits you with full force, while the tools and utensils are hard to distinguish from the rubbish. The route to the upper floor is blocked by the collapsed roof and loose wooden beams. There are scraps of rusting iron and steel on the ground, detached from the now destroyed barrels. The scavenger is sitting on a blanket in front of the tent, pointing at you with a loaded crossbow. Not a short man, though a bit skinny. He's tanned, dark-haired, and has seen his share of struggles. There are long claw scars on his left cheek, hardcore, and another one that would divide his eyebrow in half if it hadn't been consumed by a fire, just like the rest of his forehead. Why is there a tent in the basement? Maybe the basement area is providing poor shelter, so it's to provide himself a little extra privacy. His clothes are untainted by vanity. He's barefoot in a dirty linen shirt with rolled-up sleeves and simple pants that use a cord for a belt. His long beard and hair are untrimmed, tangled. I sit on the stairs with raised hands. I'm not a threat. I stand near the door, watching his weapon. I'm prepared. Which way, chat? Eh. 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 1 or 2? Are we trying to indicate we're not a threat and going to sit on the stairs? Or are we going to stand near the door, staying prepared? And Stormy, hello, welcome, hi. Okay, Stormy, since you're just coming in here now, so you know, we're using smart click maps to make our decisions. I'm also going to comment again, as I did at the start of the stream, but I'll say it again here, that when you're making these choices, I recommend you do click a couple of times, 5, 6, 7, for the purpose that we don't have a lot of people here to vote, and this extension works better when you have more clicks happening. So it's more likely to receive a response and actually start showing things when we get the clicks rolling in. So it'll help out. Also, again, someone just clicking over in the chat window area going, look, it's me right here, Goblin, clicking at his name area, clearly, right? Maybe Slime, perhaps, going, look, that one's me. His 60% chose both. They can't decide. This is part of the reason why it works better with multiple votes. It helps it distinguish. Maybe if I separate it more. I clicked on 1. Well, it probably is reading you though. Nope, not me. I squint at Slime suspiciously. 100% on Big Blob. However, I also note that the Big Blob is kind of a... Oh, now both sides of the Big Blob are kind of equal. Oh no, it's looking between 1 and 2, and it's like, I don't know. I still don't think my thingy's working. Honestly, as long as you're getting those mouse click feedback, it probably is. It's just 1 probably a little bit slow to respond. Right now, it's not doing a very good job distinguishing between 1 and 2. I think people are trying to click a little bit further apart to go, I'm choosing 1, not 2. See, now we're getting 2 blobs get formed. You're not getting any feedback? Well, I guess as an additional point, when you have it unmaximized, you know, normally you double click and it wants to full screen the stream, right? Or pause it or something. Whereas when the extension's active, if you're trying to click on it, it's not going to do that. Phew, my spam clicking worked. Goob, forcing number 1. Alright. We go with the first option then. As it did look like it started going over to the left. And yeah, the edges of your screen should be glowing. Another way that indicates that the Smart Click Maps is activated. And when it stops being all glowy. An additional point to tell if Smart Click Maps is working or not. They're not glowing. Again, potentially, if you have an extension like that blocks elements on your page that could be interfering with it, you could maybe try turning it off and seeing if it works then. Alright, number 1 then. I sit on the stairs with raised hands. I am not a threat. Oh my god, so many conversation options now. You wipe the dust off the steps. But before you sit down, you hear the man's annoyed voice. Now don't get too homey. It's the only place here that's just ashes and debris, and I'm not sharing it. You better ride ahead. I already piled up what hasn't rotten. The candle lights are dancing on his burnt face and arms. He moves his crossbow just enough to make sure he won't shoot you by accident. I saw your horse. Maybe you could help me. What are you looking for in this place? Don't sound like you're from the north. Yeah, just as you sound like you're from the south, you know. What is my favorite element, Bald Deer? If you were to be some sort of element bender, what would you choose? Why? I would choose oxygen. I would be an oxygen bender. I suck the oxygen out from your lungs and you suffocate. But I guess I could be generally air too. The element of surprise. Sir Peacemaker, oh my god, our knights just jumped out in front of us, defending us with his honor. Hello, Peacemaker, hey! Well, what am I doing around here? Well, I guess I was exploring around here, just, heard about bandits, looking for this other Roadwarden guy. Wondering, honestly, too, what caused this place to collapse. That's honestly one of the biggest things I've been curious about. Gas spender would make more sense since it applied to any gas. I mean, that's why you say air, though, because if it's just... The air's kind of vague in the first place, right? Air isn't one element, it's mostly nitrogen. So do you bend the nitrogen? Do you just bend gases in general? Are you not allowed to bend steam since that's water in gas form? Or can you bend steam because it is in gas or air form? I'm going to need some more scientific feedback on this question. Okay, back to this guy. Well, I won't guess, but I saw many ruins. There's no treasure and skeletons here. No, Willie! So this place means as much as dirt. Someone was barking too loud, so the beasts broke through and made them quiet again. He clicks his tongue, and that's that. Talking about nature's fury brings bad luck, don't you know? Listen, he scratches his thighs nervously. I'm hungry. So damn hungry. I can't hunt or fish with all the ape men around. Can you share anything, Roadster? I may be a drifter, but it wouldn't big if I had not lost my bags on the road. Well, I'm going to pay it forward. We did get essentially a free meal out of the tavern keeper guy, so I guess take these cereal and crackers with some water. You can make yourself some gruel. I give him a food ration. He lets out a relieved breath. I'm peeking at how many rations we have now. Food? Oh. Uh-oh. That was our last one. We're going to need to go hunting now. Is hunting an option? Is that an activity I can do? I may even boil it. After a moment of hesitation, he grabs a cracker. Without ya, I would have to run after birds with my ballista, but I need to save the bolts for an apeman. And because of those stinkers, I can't roast here. And raw meat makes me want to puke. Thank you. After a couple of solid bites, he puts your gifts in 2 wooden bowls. Now, Roadster, he says with a full mouth, if you have questions, ask. I'll say a lot to make you get out of here. If I leave in the end, he'll talk to me about anything. I'm going to go ahead and just ask about Asterion for now. I've never met him, but surely I've heard his name many times. He vanished long before I got to the coast. First, people were asking about him. Now they think he's dead. I've heard about some bandits. Have you seen any hideouts nearby? Nah. I think they are in the north or the east. I stuck to the western road and no shell bothered me. Sorry, can't help ye. Well, I guess I should also ask what he wants help with, huh? Well, let me explain first. I was in Howlersdale, the closest village to the east and in the north. The people there are nice, you know. Not like in all the Pagos. They're all purring and grimmer than a crow. But they cry coin for everything, and damn good coin. I left. Wanted to look around the ruins, see if there's anything left, and move to Belt and hire the hunters to help me here. No luck. A bunch of griffs jumped my packboard and just bought it. Ugh. Fast and nimble, but not brave enough to listen to me when all that screeching and crashing started. So, it ran away with my bags. A few fell on the ground and I pulled them back here. But you see how it is. I won't travel again around with a tent on my back. He taps the crossbow with his fingers. I need maybe a day more. Aye, just a day. And I'll have all the iron scraped from the barrels so I can move forward. But I can't take all my stuff alone. And without me around, the 8 men are going to break in and steal all my ship. Caco, can you say in that accent? Ah, get out of my swamp, donkey. There you go. I do like this accent. Rolling along with the way he's... The typing is here. I need to stay here, but since you have a horse, come back tomorrow and help me return to Howler's Dell. How about it? I just need to know that the road is safe. Safe as it can be, I mean. Oh, okay, but what exactly do you want me to do, huh? Where to ask if I don't do it for free or if he expects me to do this for free when I am the Roadwarden, so it is kind of my job to make sure the road's safe. I need ye to make sure there's no danger hiding on the road from here to Howler's. Or rather, I know that there is some danger, but as long as ye can get there and safely return, I'm sure we can handle some roaming monsters. He theatrically rubs his hands together. This ballista has hit more beast skulls than I have fingers. He wiggles them in front of you. And I've never lost a finger roadster. Only the toes. Maybe to prove it, he starts to count on his fingers. Just like I said. So, see if the road is clear. Then come back here tomorrow. We'll pack my stuff on your horse and move out. But don't come back here when it's close to evening. We're going to need 3 hours on our feet, and I won't push through the night. Even sleeping next to an 8-man tribe is safer. He chuckles. Don't make me wait for too long. I can wait for a couple of days if I find some food. But if you don't get back, I'll have to risk it, no matter what. Why Howler's Dell? If you want to go south, we should travel to the Belt of the North. I mean, I see your point, but I've never been there. Can they afford my iron? Do they have means to pay for it? I need coin to find a handy bunch that will walk south with me, and I need a new staff and bolts. I know the village. It's a nice place and even has a smithy. Oh, of sorts. I had a chance to take a look, though. It has a large inn, a safe one. They seem to be rich and have enough hunters to guide you south. You can use iron to barter. Well, it's a shorter path, I guess. Fewer spots to get surrounded by corpses. If you're sure that's the best option, fine. I'll trust the roadster's judgment. Like, now they're forcing me to say I don't work for free. And Greywish, hello, welcome! You learned how to learn through games, and I'm gonna learn the rules of life. Science and math, gonna read every building piece and learn it, and make little guides to each subject with a separate mini notebook for each of the rules to each building piece. Not in college nor school, I just want to learn. Like Vil over here, clearly also a scholar, wandering in going, dang dude, I just got some education. I, a scholar, nod and go, oh, hell yeah. I high-five Greywish with my knowledge. I have ways to pay ye. Oh, don't you worry. I can give you dragons, but I have to learn to sell the... Well, I have to sell the iron first, so I'll need a bit of time, you see. Buy for a short escort would be plenty, I'd say. But if you want, I'll give you a secret jar of mine. A very fine mixture that scares 8-men away. Works on pebblers, too. When you ask if all this stench of urine is somehow related to his, potion, he just winks and chuckles. I sweat nervously. Ed, well, alright, I'll escort you, sure. To escort him to Howler's Dell, I need to be sure the road leading there is somewhat safe. If I was meant to escort him tomorrow, not sooner. So I have to wait. Well, I guess I'm gonna leave. I guess I'll head out so I can go exploring. We leave the... Okay, I guess I have to find the way through the town first. So we would need to continue going up north here. I want to look around the northern gate. I look near. I take a closer look at it. Pushed or pulled, it doesn't move an inch. Someone has spread dirt and rocks underneath it and around it, seemingly to keep the planks stuck in the ground. Hey, what's happening with this tree over here? You don't find anything worth picking. The half-dead kinses have maggots crawling under their skins. You wonder which part of the meal is more tempting for the dark-winged bird sitting among the branches. The flesh of the fruits or of the worms? Quinces are rarely eaten without having a chance to blend. You can safely guess that they were meant to be dried or to add taste to cookies or hard drinks. Aren't maggots like free protein, bro? Dude, I don't have any rations. Where's a bag so I can load up on maggots? After a few moments, you realize that the bottom part of the tree, just above the ground, is partially charred. Someone must have posed a torch here, but the wet wood didn't burst into flames. I don't know if we can open the gate. We might have to exit from one of the, bottom side or left side over here and just walk around the outside. Well, I'm peering into the well, filled with soil. Oh, well, okay. I go somewhere else then. The closer you are to the village and the longer you stay around, the sicker you feel. The taste of gastric juices hits your mouth. Your forehead hurts. You start to stumble. The wardens banned me for no reason. For no raisin, aka the raisin horse, worried by the sight, pokes your head with its nose. I walk far away from the walls. Leaning on your mount, you go outside, keeping your mouth shut. After a few minutes, your eyes get clearer. It may be better to leave, or at least stay away from the village for the rest of the day. Yeah, let's stay away from the village. Seems a little bit toxic in there. I need to see what's on the other side of the northern gate if I want to open it. I feel like every step in the village weakens me more. I should return another day. I guess we're just going to explore the clearing in the west then. The meadow is lush and colorful, and so dense it's unsafe for a rider. For a couple of minutes, you lead wardens banned me for no reason, aka the raisin horse, with a rope, avoiding the potential disaster in case of a hoof falling into an animal den. Being forced to travel around the palisade every time you get here is going to be a pain. Most of the tree trunks look similar and have a comparable size. They're most likely planted with the sole purpose of being cut down and used by the locals. Though cutting so many trees at once and alone could provoke the wrath of the herds. Such a process should be spread across a couple of seasons. Can't be sure that was the case. In the west and north of the clearing turns into a wild forest. In the east, you see a road leading north. Leaving the clearing, we go to the road, and we go somewhere else. Where do you want to go? Go to the river. I think our stomach was still hurting there, too. Take a handful of maggots and jam them into my pockets. Aw, man, share. Do I dislike raisins? Maybe you even prefer oatmeal raisin cookies to chocolate chip cookies? I don't like raisins. I have never liked raisins my entire life, even as wee child, not a raisin fan, so by extension, oatmeal raisin cookies, don't like them. You can keep them, eat as many as you want, but I want nothing to do with them.
Same, raisins suck. Leave them as grapes.
A waste of a cookie if they got raisins.
I like them more, but that just means more for me.
Alright, you can have the oatmeal raisin cookies while I'll keep the chocolate chip to myself. Seeing as you don't like chocolate anyway, and you're lactose intolerant. Seems like a fair trade. And then we could just leave out any of the chocolate chips from your cookie. Perfect trade. Yeah. Okay. You see a quenching family of boars, some of them brown, some of them black. You consider turning back, but they pay you little attention. After a couple of grunts, they run north. The river is not too wide, yet unusually deep, with banks altered by the locals for decades, if not centuries. The water is cold and clean, yet filled with long plants growing from the bottom. You would rather avoid jumping inside or drinking from it, but you're tempted to at least wash your face, neck, and hands. Dozens, if not hundreds of small fish are looking for tasty leaves, but also try to avoid their predators. A dance of life, completely unaware of your presence. You suddenly realize there's something else buried among the kelp. A rusty sickle sticking out of the ground, a couple of stone axes and hoes. The wooden handles and a large wagon are covered with moss, but you recognize their shapes. How would someone drop them here? On the opposite side of the bank, the meadow turns into thick forest, impenetrable for a rider. I guess I turn back then. But I do consider washing myself. Oh. Well, I need at least one piece of bathing equipment to get anything out of this, so I guess I'm just gonna leave it alone. Can I travel? Okay, it looks like I can continue traveling now. We move on. However, with leaving that little town, and while we would continue going around to explore, the world, we've only checked out a tiny piece of it down here, and there's still a ton left above. We're going to end there. We are certainly not going to get through all of the game. Barely scratching the surface here, I'm sure, but it seems really cool. I like the concept of it a lot. I personally do like the amount of dialogue and reading in it as a game to play. It seems like it has a very interesting lore story happening with it. And I think the music is quite nice. This was a stream. Also, not poop, snick. But thank you everybody for coming on by to watch, appreciated. And thank you to those who have resubscribed, and for the gifted subs again, Fuzzy, and for the raid from LSD Oni. Very appreciated. It's still code on the stream. You're right. We should go ahead and change that while we're here. To Snake. I'll go ahead and make that change after stream 2 for the channel point information bit. So, chat, I hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be playing a little bit more of a exploration style game called Paradise Marsh, where we'll have a little bug net and we can run around and catch bugs and have a bug collection, and then I can grab the beetle and hold it up into your face and be like, ew, get that out of my face, and I can be like, hee hee ho 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 ho, funny, look at you react, ah ha ha. You're so silly. And then I throw it at them, and then I do a little somersault away, and I grab and jump onto my giant spider and ride it off into the distance. I'm also going to go ahead and modify and remove the Franker face emotes and move them over to BTTV. And as an additional thing that BTTV has, is it has its own emote attribution now, apparently, and I would like to put those in for those who have made emotes for me. So, chat. Again, thank you everyone. I hope that we have a future stream where I can better utilize smart click maps, a stream where there's a larger number of people watching so that there's more people that can participate so it functions better, and just generally maybe a more humorous game to do it with, or activity. I'm gonna have to think of some particular ideas for our Tuesday stream. And in addition, by the way, a reminder that the Tuesday stream is not going to be happening at 10 a.m. Central. I'm busy at that time, so I'm pushing it back to 9 o'clock p.m. Central. It is updated on the Twitch schedule. So if you go over to the schedule page on Twitch, you will see it interpreted to your time zone that you're in, alright? So, Caco hates us. If I hated you, I would cancel all streams forever. Oh, or that would be because I hate me. That's why that would happen too. Alright, everybody. I hope you have a lovely day, and I hope I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!